Hey everyone, it's Mike. Before we start the episode, I have a cool question to ask. Do you own a brewery? Do your customers love trivia as much as I do? Well, then you better listen up, because Geeks Who Drink weekly trivia nights are the cornerstone of event programming for over 650 breweries and bars nationwide. Geeks Who Drink Trivia is consistently fun and low-effort way to build a community of regulars, because we all need our norms, cliffs, and all that, but we want to bring more people in as well. So you can even turn that slow weeknight into the busiest night of the week. So get started with this exclusive offer for my Taproom listeners and get your first quiz night free. Go to geekswhodrink.com/taproom and enter promo code Taproom. That's geekswhodrink.com/taproom, promo code Taproom. And now, on to the episode.
All right, and we're back. This is episode 85 of the Taproom Podcast, and I'm your host, Mike. Oh man, it's about 8:49 Sunday morning. What a weekend of college football. Really, Ole Miss lost, crazy. Bama and Georgia might have had game of the year in week 4. So that was a really cool game to watch. SC came back from being down 21-10 and rattled off, I think, 28 points. So, yeah, it was some honestly really good games. So I just wish SC would be able to put together a complete game. And it seems like, it's great that they're able to come out in the second half and make adjustments and stuff like that. But if you make in-game adjustments, you probably won last week too, or would have won last week. But it is what it is. This week's episode is the Brewers Roundtable, which honestly I am really excited for you all to hear. We had been planning it for a while. We finally were able to work out a date where we were all able to, to be there, because I think it's obviously this whole thing started with Jerrod, reaching out to Jerrod at Bearded Tang and being able to go sit and talk with him. He's like, hey man, I might have someone for you. And it ended up being Danny. And, and then Danny led me to Dario. It was just it's really cool seeing. I feel like that's kind of the epitome of the industry. You get 3 dudes like that have known each other for however long. And even if they don't see each other all the time, when they get together, it's nothing's changed. And it was just really fun, and I got to be fly on the wall, and they get into some technical stuff, and it's really, really cool. And then we talk about GABF and coming up and stuff like that, and just a bunch. And honestly, all the beers that they brought that we had on this episode, and we didn't even finish them all. There were so many. It was shout out to, you'll get it once you listen to the episode, but shout out to the Beard Mexican. It was a inside joke, but you'll get it later on. Next thing, I do always want to say this. Shout out to my cousin Shelby. She always supports the show, and she buys merch and stuff like that. So, and she actually helped me take a few photos for for the tap room and stuff like that. So, love you, Shel. What else we got this week? Well, if you guys want to buy t-shirts are available. If things are tight, I totally get it. Times are tough. But another way you can support the show is if you wanted to just subscribe really on your favorite platform, whether it's Apple, Spotify, Prime, or YouTube Music, or anything like that, and leave a 5-star review. That always helps. Honestly, that probably helps a lot more than a lot of other things, because it helps get the show seen more by more people and stuff like that. And so that would be much appreciated. Me, I'm not I don't know, I think I've maybe said that a few times on the show, promoting that, but it does really help. What else we got this week? Oh, I did want to give a shout out. So the show is in almost every state. So I think the only ones that we aren't, or that the show has not been downloaded in, South Carolina, Wyoming, South Dakota, Iowa, Vermont, and New Hampshire. So those are only 5 states that the show hasn't been downloaded in. So, if anybody out there, there's anybody out there listening, or someone in those states, definitely, and they're into craft beer, boom, there you go. In the U.S., someone had asked me the other day, like, what country gets the most downloads, so outside of the United States. The three big ones are Spain, Germany, and Canada. Then it's like, that's not a big drop off, but then there's a drop off to say like Mexico, Sweden, Antigua, and I'm assuming it's Barbados, France, New Zealand, Singapore, Japan, the UK, Australia, Colombia, Dominican Republic. Got an Egypt download the other day. It was a couple of them. So I was like, oh, well, I mean, they're going through the back catalog, so that's cool. Hong Kong, Ireland, Morocco, Netherlands, Poland, Norway, and Puerto Rico. Those are all the countries the show gets downloaded in. Obviously, some vary when it comes to, some are just a few, but you can see that they're starting to download older episodes. So that's cool. I mean, honestly, it's really cool knowing that. Playoffs are coming for baseball. It's getting crazy. Hockey's coming up too. I think the Dodgers clinched the number 1 seed in the National League. The Yankees clinched the number 1 seed in the American League. My Braves are honestly kind of shocked that they're even, with all the injuries, I'm really surprised that they were even able to get to where they are, considering honestly how competitive the National League was this year. Honestly, I mean, with the Dodgers and the Phillies, it's crazy. So, I mean, I think if Brian Snitker doesn't win the National League Manager of the Year, that would shock me. But, I mean, you never know. That's what it is. Baseball picks for the playoffs, I'm going to make that next week. I'll make those picks next week. I already mentioned college football, NFL today. My Packers are playing the Vikings. Should be a good game, man. Sam Darnold. I mean, usually if an SC player goes to another team outside of the Packers, I'm like, they're dead to me. But I always love Sam Darnold and like Amon-Ra and stuff like that. But if you go to the Cowboys or something like that, sorry, never going to cheer for you again. What else we got? I think that's, it's not going to say anything yet, but might have something in the works with Dario. So we'll see. What else we got? I'll save some stuff for the outro. All right. Well, I'm going to finish my coffee. Then I'm going to probably drive over, shout out to Louie's Liquor. Lucy, Lou, Dre, and all them awesome people. So I'm going to go check out some to see if they got any new beers this week. And because Daddy needs a Westie. I don't know why I called myself Daddy. Oh, well. It is what it is. Oh, yeah. Shout out to Art. Him and I were watching. Oh, we weren't watching it together, but we were like watching it at the same time, texting one another, watching the Bama Georgia game. And it was just crazy how that game just slowly but surely became more of a game. Because obviously Bama was up 30-7 at one point, I think at halftime. And then it just slowly, like Georgia, like gotta give it to Georgia. They showed, you got moxie, kid. They weren't afraid to, they weren't, like the moment wasn't too big for them. They didn't get down, being down 30-7. They just slowly built their way back and made it a game. Like I said, made it probably game of the year. So yeah, shout out to Art. We were texting each other. He just bought a shirt the other day. I just bought 2 shirts the other day, so they should be coming in pretty soon. I'm excited to see them. It's almost hoodie season too. So there is a way to get hoodies on there with those same designs. Once you click on the design you like, if you scroll to the bottom, it'll say adult apparel, and then it'll let you choose, like, if you want a hoodie, a crew neck, or anything like that. We also have baseball tees as well. All right. I don't know how I twisted that into a t-shirt plug, but all right. All right, guys. Well, hope you guys enjoy the roundtable and stay tuned for the outro. Oh yeah. Wait, one more thing. I'm going to put the polls and the questions from this week in the outro. All right. Cheers. Enjoy.
All right, guys, we're back in the tap room, and I'm your host, Mike, and I have 3 very special guests on the show today. It's our first ever Brewers Roundtable. My guests are Danny Quinones, Dario Martinez, and Jerrod Larson. I probably should have announced what breweries you guys were from beforehand.
You can
Danny from Tustin, Dario from Burnin Daylight, Jerrod from Bearded Tang. And you guys have all been on the show before. First time we're all hanging out together, though.
Live inside the pit of Bearded Tang.
Inside the pit.
Where the magic happens.
Oh, yeah. So today what we're going to do is we're going to have they brought some beers. Each of them brought some beers from their brewery. Obviously, Jerrod, we're at Jerrod's right now. So we're going to have beers from each one of their breweries. And then we're going to get into some of the questions that we have regarding the brewing process for you guys and all that.
Awesome.
So, we're starting off with, I'm drinking the German Pils right now.
Actually, I think I need a refill.
I think
what are we getting into first?
The German Pils.
Right.
So
I needed a beer. Yeah. I think. Oh, sorry.
Great podcast.
Yeah, I know.
All right. Well,
Sorry.
Jerrod, no, you're good, man. Well, Jerrod does that. How you guys been?
Pretty good. Just finished everything up for JBF a couple weeks ago.
Okay.
Just did my Alpha King stuff today. So
Awesome.
everything's good.
I'm in the same boat, man. Just busy. The JBF entries are done. Alpha King's going to get sent on Monday and hope for the best.
Freaking sweet, man.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to say what you guys submitted, or you guys want to leave that out?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
I submitted my Porter Black IPA, which is Black Ale, West Coast IPA, Hazy IPA, American Strong Red, Vienna Lager, and American Wheat.
Okay.
I send in a pale ale, international pale ale, American IPA, West Coast IPA, Hazy IPA, Porter, American Fruited Sour, Bourbon Barrel Aged Strong Stout. I feel like I'm missing one. I always forget one. There's always one out of the bunch. I send 8, and there's always like, wait, which one is it? And it's not the same one. It's always the same one. I forget.
That's why I have to count when I do it.
Yeah. I didn't count, but
What are we talking about? I'm sorry.
what we
Or-
sent for JBF.
Oh, nice.
Would you say?
What do you submit here?
I think I have a list right here. Hold on.
Nice. Here we go.
Wait for it.
Let me close out my Instagram here.
There it is.
Oh, and American Red. That's the other one.
There it is.
Oh, nice. Yeah. We entered Schwarzbier, Ausflip, and German Pils, which is what we're drinking right now.
Nice.
Hef, Bavarian Hef, Crystal Weizen, Carlos Danger Mexican Lager, Tanked IPA, Hazy Strong Pale, Irish Red, Rice Lager, and Oatmeal Stout. And then we also did a Alpha King beer as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Awesome. It's exciting.
Yeah.
It's good times.
Oh, yeah. So we should jump into this German pills here.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
Cheers, boy.
Cheers, guys.
Cheers.
Thanks for coming out and
Oh,
hanging
yeah.
out in my brewery.
Glad we got to do it.
Yeah, I felt like last time we were slightly rushed when you and I sat down because I had engagements with the family afterwards. But
All good, brother.
there's
That
no
was a fun
rush
one.
today. Let's do this the right way.
Yeah, that was a good one. That was a fun time. So this German Pilsner, tell us about it.
Oh, yeah. So this is a basically super simple recipe. I think our kind of approach here is we try to make things simple and not overwhelm the grist.
Mm-hmm.
Just basically Pilsner malt and a little bit of carafoam. And we ferment it out we've tried numerous different yeasts over the last 4 years, but 3470 is the workhorse for our yeast. And we have 2 different versions of it that how we hop it. And one of them is more Saphir forward. This is more like Middle Früh and Tettnanger.
Yeah.
But we all like both of them, but we kind of go back and forth. But yeah, super simple, fermented, slightly warmer on the lager side of the range, and yeah, 5 week total tank time, 3 weeks of lagering, and yeah,
That's awesome. Is this your favorite beer that you brew?
yeah. I think
Okay.
so, yeah, that one, and we do also a 10-degree Czech pale lager. You had it last time.
Oh, yeah, that was good.
We don't always have that one on, but that one's one of my favorites too.
Okay.
Yeah,
Awesome.
yeah.
So what should we start with next? I know before we got to jump into another one.
Yeah, we can do the Mexican lager that I brew.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Sorry, I'm making you guys chug.
no, it's not.
There's a drain.
I didn't have much left.
The drain's right underneath. We can always just talk about the drain.
People are going to say sacrilege.
No.
Oh, they wouldn't. They would be upset if they knew how much beer we dumped.
Yeah.
That's not even like bad beer. Just going through the process.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah. People are like, "Oh, you got to keep that." I'm like, "Dude, you don't even want to know. It's gallons and gallons, hundreds of gallons that gets lost or not in the yield and whatnot." But
I can fill this up.
Dude, when Danny's dumping stuff at Tustin, I know this for a fact because I've been there. When he's doing dumps, everyone's like, "Let me get my mug.
Or
Here's my mug. Fill it up."
when I'm running
Thanks, bro.
Got it.
clean
Yeah.
kegs to the foyer. Oh, my car's in the parking lot. It's empty, dude.
I don't miss that shit.
No.
that's just me
It's
doing that.
always
Dude.
something.
That's
That's
classic.
funny.
So, Dan, you want to tell us about this one?
Yeah, so this is my newest version of this lager. I brewed it like 4 or 5 times. I think this is the best version, though.
Okay.
This is really good.
I completely
Yeah.
changed the recipe.
Yeah.
I simplified it,
There you go.
and then I did blend Munich and Pilsner malt. I went 50-50.
Oh, wow.
I previously wasn't doing that.
Yeah, that's nice.
Yeah.
It's got a nice nose to it, man.
Mhm.
Good color.
That's great color, man. That's delicious.
Yeah.
Just those 2 malts. What gave the color?
I used Carafa 3
Nice.
Special.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good stuff, bro.
Yeah.
That's really good, dude.
Yeah.
That-
Yeah.
I think
very
this,
solid.
I think this is your best one yet for
Yeah.
sure on this for this beer.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I agree.
How long did you lager it for?
Good question. Like 4 weeks. Yeah,
Oh.
I give it a proper
Very,
time.
very clean
Nice.
for 4 weeks. Yeah.
No, that's
Well,
great.
4 week total or 4 week lager?
4 week lager.
Oh, okay, so
Yeah,
6
so
weeks.
6 week total.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's good stuff, man.
That is good, dude.
Yeah.
We should finish that crawler.
Yeah, we can finish it. No problem with it.
Did you enter this one?
I did, but I put it in the incorrect category.
Oh, what'd you put on?
I put it.
That's right.
It should be American.
Yeah.
Dark lager.
Oh,
Dude, that would. Oh my! It's too late to change
That's
it.
good.
Yeah, wait till you can.
dang.
Yeah, and I noticed it the day before we were bottling. So
I remember you
it was
told me
too
that.
late when I noticed, because I had done the entry before I had even brewed it.
Yeah.
So I didn't know how it was going to come out, and
It's really good, dude.
No, that's fucking delicious. Hey.
What's the high SRM on that style you put it in?
that's a good question. I don't know.
Why don't you look that up while we talk?
I've definitely exceeded it.
Yeah.
It's too chocolatey for that style.
I don't know if
Yeah.
I don't. Yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. It is. It's so fucking good though, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's killer.
I think it would have done so well.
What a fucking horrible feeling, dude, that you must have.
It's a terrible feeling.
I'm sorry, I'm piling on.
Thanks,
It's
buddy.
really good, dude.
We're friends.
Yeah.
I think that's half the battle is like you make a beer and you're like, I had to switch my West Coast and my American IPA because I made Pines for American and then Blue Room was West Coast. And then I ended up switching them because I was like, wait, I think this one's going to do better than that. So it was like last minute, like, hey, can I switch this? And you got to go with it because you never know what's going to happen when the beer's done.
Yeah, well, I learned my lesson
Yeah.
for sure.
But hey, now you know how to make it like you want it, and there's always next year.
Yeah, and this is always what I wanted. Like I wanted to get it close to Negro Modelo as I could.
Dude, this is fucking.
It's
this is
almost
this is,
there.
Yeah, it really is. What's the grist again?
Without that sharpness.
I'll send it to you.
Without that sharpness, though, sometimes that Negra Modelo has a little bit of the sharpness.
Yeah, but it goes so well with some
Yeah.
tacos.
Oh, dude.
Oh,
This would be killer with
I would
tacos.
love to have some tacos right now with this.
Yeah, I feel like an al pastor because you get that acidity
Yeah.
from it.
And the sweetness from
Oh,
the
yeah.
pineapple.
I like how it looks like it might have some sweetness on it when you're like approaching it, but like it's just super dry and like it's
3470.
There you go.
dude. This is good, dude. This is my favorite beer I think you've brewed.
Yeah, well,
This is really good.
Dang.
It's all down here. Down from here.
Dario's like, I don't want to go next.
Yeah, I know, right? You know, let's leave on a top note.
Yeah.
Please don't say you brought a hazy.
no, no.
So that was a quick 9-minute interview.
Yeah.
So you already peaked. I'm sorry.
It's my West Coast.
You brought the porter though, and you
I
brought
did bring-
the black IPA, which I'm like excited to try the
Both
black
winners,
IPA.
man.
Both winners,
Yeah.
so we'll see.
Silver and bronze?
No, two bronze.
Two bronze,
Yeah,
okay.
or bronze each.
Sick.
Nice. Hey, a win's a win. That's how I look at it.
I'll take it all day.
You go to those competitions just like, hey, if I can just get a bronze, like
Yeah.
I tell myself every time, just I'll be happy with a bronze.
Yeah.
And then everything after that is extra credit.
Yeah. And plus, like, I mean, then I'm sure probably once you do get that bronze, you're like, you get that itch because then you want the silver and gold.
Yeah, I think
too,
once
probably.
you get those bronzes, like,
Yeah.
like okay, like I still would, I want
Yeah.
a bronze, but I think I need a gold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Danny, you need a gold, dude. It's coming. It's coming.
Yeah.
Maybe this year.
It's coming. You're gonna get it for this beer.
Yeah.
In under Vienna. If I win under Vienna, I'll be so pissed.
Yeah.
I'll be pissed at the judges.
Are any of you guys going to GABF?
Mhm.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. You're not. Are you going, Dario?
No, I'm going to be in Oklahoma with my old man. We're going on a cross-country trip to a traditional hot rod show.
Bro,
Oh,
that,
that's cool.
that actually sounds way better.
We're towing this 58 out there, so we'll be gone for like 8 or 9 days.
Oh,
And I didn't
dang.
realize till after. I was like, oh yeah, this and that. And then boss like, you going to JBF? And I was, oh wait, no, I'm gonna be gone that week because he was gonna just send me. He wasn't
Yeah.
gonna go, and he's like, well, I guess I'm going then. I'm like, have fun.
There you go.
Well, that's cool. At least they were offering to send you if you could go. Yeah, but the trip with your dad sounds way better.
That's
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that, man. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, you could do JBF next year.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I've got
You can
like-
just collect your medals while you're with your pops. you
Yeah,
know?
there you go.
Tell them to send it to Oklahoma.
Yeah.
There it is.
Hey, Gasket, you'll go up for me, yeah.
I'll go.
Nice.
I would.
There you go. I might actually go this year.
Oh, you're gonna be there?
Okay.
Yeah, I think I'm
You
gonna,
should broadcast there, dude.
That's
that'd
I
be
would-
cool.
I'm gonna
Yeah,
try to
yeah.
get like as much content like that weekend as I can.
Have you reached out to Chris Williams to say like, hey, can I set up like a booth to do a broadcast?
Oh, the judge?
No, Chris Williams is the director of.
Oh, the director.
Yeah, you did an interview with him.
Yeah. So I reached out to him recently, and we're trying to work on something. Hey, I just have to reach out to the
That'd
media
be rad.
people. Yeah, that's the plan.
That's cool.
Or even find like a nice craft beer bar or brewery where you can just post up and just set your mics out
Oh yeah,
and be like, hey, like this is like having it like at like Bierstadt or something would be
Mhm.
rad. Do like all the brewers hang out.
With the wrestling there?
oh
yeah.
yeah, dude. I'll bring my belt.
Yeah, you better be in there. I want
Yeah.
to see videos.
Dude, we gotta get you on some sort of like podcast out there, like,
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
a bunch of brewers from across all over the country. You know,
Oh yeah, that'd be amazing. That's like kind of what I was thinking was I would just go around like for the entire like weekend, just talk to people and get their philosophy, but they almost turn that into an episode
Mhm.
and do like 5-10
Yeah.
minutes with each people, and then just go boom. This is it with this person, and I have it all the way around. Feel like a 5-hour episode.
You got to do it early though. 'Cause
Oh,
once
yeah.
people start
Yeah,
drinking.
Oh, I know. That's right.
I feel like if you could post up in like a brewery, like maybe like Bierstadt,
Yeah.
and just have your own little table and just spread the word. Like I know BSG does a brewer's lunch on like Thursday or Friday morning.
Mhm.
yeah.
You can just set up a little table with your podcast and like just put like brewer sign up sheet out or something.
Yeah.
And just have people fucking come up and sit down and talk shop with you.
Oh yeah.
I think that would be rad.
I think it'd be freaking awesome.
And you can have like, I don't know, 4 or 5 hours of content that you could just kind of chop up or
Oh
something.
yeah. I wouldn't have to record for like 3 or 4 weeks.
You could end it, put at the end of an episode too, like
Oh, yeah.
like
Oh yeah.
10-15 minutes with certain
Mhm.
people, and it's like
Yeah.
kind of adds
Yeah.
on to that. That's cool, man. Yeah, I like
Yeah, I
that.
think that'd be a sweet episode.
Yeah.
Dude, we got to link up when we're out there. Like,
I'm down.
shoot us a message when you land.
Oh yeah. I'm in.
I guess my dad's going on his own now.
Dude, right?
Have fun at the Hot Rod Show, Pop.
Yeah. I'll see you there next year.
Oh,
There's always next year, brother.
Yeah, it's fine. I've gone, I think, every year except for 20. Well, it didn't happen 2020 and 2021, right?
Right.
Yeah, so, but every other year I've been there. So
yeah, that's awesome. And I wanted to tell you guys, like, obviously, like, thank you because thank you, Jerrod, for you set me up with Danny and then Danny with Dario. Like, everybody's loved. Like, I'm nothing but great feedback from all of your episodes.
That's
Oh,
awesome.
That's
Did
awesome,
you
man.
have you like? I know you've been. How many episodes have you done now?
83 was out this past
Very
Saturday.
well. That's cool, man. Like,
Yeah.
so have you like been able to get like some other like brewers from LA, Orange County as well? Like,
Yeah.
I saw you did the other one with what's her name from up in the.
Oh, Shadow
Inland.
Grove, Tyler.
Yeah, there was another one too. I'm thinking I can't remember. Is it Second Chance?
Last name?
Last name, yes.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hannah.
Yeah.
Hannah.
I saw that episode. I saw that you did that episode too. I haven't listened to it yet.
Oh yeah. No, we had a
Sorry,
blast. on
guys.
that one. We did like 2 hours, I think, on that episode. It was a long one, but it was fun.
I brought my smut book with me.
You which one?
I brought my smut book.
Oh, there it is. Dude, the episode took so many turns, but it was so fun. Yeah, no, she's awesome. Yeah, they
Mhm.
makes really, really good beer too.
I haven't been
Really
up there
good.
yet. I just keep hearing good things about it. I just haven't been.
Yeah.
It's like you and I talked earlier. Like we don't ever go anywhere.
Nah, kids, stop that, man.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh man. All right. So Dario, what do you got up? What do you got up next?
Get me. Oh, do you want to do yours?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you want to do the bearded Mexican?
Yeah.
The Bearded Mexican?
Yeah.
That's a great name. Fuck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah,
Write that down.
The problem
Yeah.
is like we're all gonna just have to like go to the
Yeah.
the
That's fine.
actual tank. Yeah, let's
Yeah.
do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
let's hit
hold
pause.
on.
All right. We got the bearded Mexican. I'm just kidding.
It's actually fuck. It's actually Carlos Danger is what it's called.
There you go.
Oh.
Oh, I was trying to come up with a joke with that, but I got nothing for that.
You're good. You're good. The name is the joke. You
There
just
you
have
go.
to. You just have to Google it.
Okay. I'll have to look that up.
Google it. Yeah, Carlos Danger. You'll know. You'll know exactly why we call it that.
Okay. Sounds good. That's solid.
Yeah, it's some good, man.
Man, you guys just busting out bangers, huh?
Yeah, we usually just enter this in a cream ale category, and
I can see that.
we don't put it into a lager category, which I kind of want to try at some point for competition.
Yeah.
But it's already kind of won with cream ale category, and which is to me it's kind of weird, but I don't know, it kind of cream ale like, I guess.
Yeah, it works.
Yeah, but I want to win in a lager category with it, you know.
Yeah.
I can see that though. I mean, I can see the creaminess of it.
What category would you put it in?
I don't know. I haven't really studied it. We just continuously just throw it in cream ale because it kind of fits there. Maybe some sort of light lager category.
There's an American.
American light lager.
Yeah.
Common
Yeah.
Space one for Mexican. They're Mexican lager, and
Yeah, that's
light
something like that. I mean, I've looked through it. I just off the top of my head, I don't remember what I decided I would do. It's just kind of been so long since I really looked at it. But cream ale is kind of where it goes, and it seems to fare well in those.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's
great
good
beer.
stuff, bro.
Yeah.
It's really good.
It's an easy drinking beer. It's like one of those ones where you go to a brewery and you just want something that's beer flavored beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Someone's got to get the name their beer, that beer flavored beer.
beer flavored beer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Soon. Actually, we have one on tap over here. Not on tap, but on the tank. It's our 3% beer.
Oh, I love it.
I'm not going to get into the reasons why we have it, but we have a 3% light ale.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's beer flavored beer for sure.
Yeah, it's beer
Yeah.
flavored.
It's watered down beer flavored beer, and
I love
we make it for someone, or we're making it for someone, and they're just taking the whole batch.
Okay.
But it's like it's kind of fun.
Yeah.
Like I kind of want to save a cake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wish
That's
we could
cool.
make
Well,
more 3% beers. That'd be nice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like I want, now that I know how to make that, I kind of want to, like I was telling Daniel, I want to make it a 2.5% version,
Oh, shit.
just like a super like easy drinking crusher. Where like I need to hydrate after drinking all these IPAs. Let's have this beer
A table
Oh, yeah.
lager.
instead of drinking. Yeah, dude, that's a table lager. Yes, I love that.
I love that.
That's what I want to call it now. Thank you for that.
Yeah. The collaboration.
But yeah, I now that I know that where that beer is at for just brewing it one time,
Yeah.
I think that I'm ready to like kind of expand on what we've learned from it
Okay.
and try to do something that makes it just a little more unique than it already is.
Love
But
it.
unfortunately, it won't see the taps that Bearded Tang.
Sorry, maybe we'll just
But you're
skim a little off the top.
You're backstage, and we can try it today before you
fuck,
leave.
we might have to do that.
I got a kegerator at home.
Those kegs are
Roll that
$500 each. I take cash too.
There we go. Oh, man. Love it. So now we got something from the man himself. We got Dario's beer coming up.
Yeah, what do we got, Dario? What'd you bring us?
Brought a sour. It's more like a tart.
A
Tart
sir?
ale.
You brought us a sir?
Sir.
Oh.
Sorry, I kind of quote some.
Oh,
Are these both
exploded all over your face.
the
man.
same?
They're
Danny?
both the same. Yeah,
Yeah,
one
they're
just
One didn't get a label, and one did.
I had
Yeah.
3 without labels, and I just wanted one if you wanted a picture or something.
It exploded all over Danny's
Yeah.
face right now.
That's all
Oh,
right.
yeah.
He's used
It's
to
not
it.
the first.
No, here you go.
You
There
You
it
should
is.
acted like it was the first time.
Yeah. It's like, oh, no.
He'll live.
Oh, no, my face.
Tell us about this beer. Nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's all
wow.
about it, brother.
So it's 50-50 Pilsner wheat. I use the Sourvoisier yeast.
Oh, that's
and then,
great stuff. Yeah,
and
I
then
love-
USO5, I actually do a 50-50 blend because I think the Sourvoisier is like too lactic feeling if you do all of that. And then the fruit's post-fermentation. So after I crash it, I'll add the fruit, carve it up, and I don't even fine it. And it comes out clear. The USO5 drops out.
Tell me what you. So I've used sour.
How are you, Sam? I don't know if I'm saying it correctly, but
I think you are.
I've said it both. I've heard it's been said both ways. Around here, the guys call it sour Vissier, but sour Vassier, I don't know. Whatever, dude. Like my question really is, how do you feel like the Saccharomyces use a USO5?
Mm.
How do you feel like that actually works with that yeast? Because I feel like once the wort becomes lactic, doesn't it kind of kill off all the sac?
I think what's happening is the sac's doing the main heavy primary fermentation, and then the sour kind of comes towards the end. Because I've watched the pH. Obviously, pH will drop down, but it doesn't get down into like 3.8, 3.7 until like the end of the fermentation.
Okay.
So it's actually still doing all right. Ferments pretty hard. It's normally done within 5 days, but I let it sit for, I don't know, 8 to 10 days just to kind of clean itself
Alright.
up. Because
Yeah.
sometimes it's like, not astringent, but it's not where I want it to be. It's not as clean. So I just let the kind of go this thing. But it normally ends around 3.7, 3.6 to 3.8, somewhere around that.
It definitely,
For
it's
pH,
definitely
yeah.
noticeable how the sourness isn't as
Yeah.
strong, and I like that because I feel like 100% sour Vissier gets a little like
Tardy.
bitey in the like
Yeah,
sides, right?
bitey
Yeah,
and-
It's like
this-
reading a warhead.
Mhm.
you feel
Yeah.
like your fucking enamel's coming off your teeth.
Yeah.
Because it probably is.
Which I
Yeah.
didn't like, so that's why I kind of did that. And even with the weed, it's still staying clear, but I wanted it for like kind of head retention, a little bit of body. I mashed in at like 155 with this thing, and it still like kind of gets on the drier side.
Right,
But
yeah.
I don't know. I like it. It's cool. It's easy.
It's a nice beer.
I don't want to open up because I made lambics for Beechwood, and
Mhm.
they get crazy with all their stuff. I mean, Harry I call him Hairball, but Harrison over there,
Harry.
he kills it over there. But some of the stuff I will go through, like the barrel tasting, I'm like, I can't hang. Like I need like Tums or something. So this is kind of a nice.
Dude.
This is kind of like I could drink a can, multiple cans, and be happy with it by a poolside or whatnot.
Oh, this is delicious.
I think
Is this
so.
the same beer? What is this beer?
Oh, it's the same one.
Same beer?
Oh, all right.
My bad. I just said
no.
it
You're
there.
good. I was like, what are we drinking now?
Because I figured Morgan might go. She's like, "Oh, that smells good. I'm gonna go over there and drink that."
And then it's nice because it's the same base, so I just add different fruit to it. This time's raspberry. Last time was boysenberry.
Right.
So it's kind of nice to just change it up and just have the same.
So we do it. We do a 100% sour Vissier fermentation sour with, and we change the fruit up the same way. But it is a little like on the palate in the back. It's a little bitey, and it gets to be too much for me.
Do a 50-50.
I might try that. And when our previous brewer here, Jordan, was here, he was suggesting that I think he might have heard that from you. I don't know where he heard it from, but he suggested we cut it like 50-50 like that. We just kind of never got there. But yeah, I'm curious now to try it that way.
I think this is my 6th or 7th batch of Burnin Daylight, and
Okay.
I've never had an issue with it. So I would
Yeah.
really stress about it killing off at the lower pH with it. So
All right, I'm going to give it a
Yeah,
whirl.
yeah,
Yeah,
This is
really,
great.
it's a nice beer. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not. Yeah, at least it's not overly tart. Because I hate when it goes too far that way. But this
Yeah.
is
yeah, it's called Sunrise Sour, but on the board I write raspberry tart ale. So
Okay.
that way people like kind of
It'll-
know it's
it'll
not
sell.
like
It sells, dude.
yeah.
Yeah.
for sure.
Yeah.
Before we jump into the next beer, I'd like to ask you guys, like, maybe like what are some brewers or maybe like breweries that maybe like influenced you guys like in your guys' whole journey?
I'm sorry. Repeat that again.
Oh no, you're good. Like maybe like a brewer or brewery, and they're calling it again. I'm just kidding. No, you're good.
It's my son, dude.
No, you're good, brother.
Sorry.
No, it's all good. I can.
You can still take them to the fire station.
There it
if
is.
You want to drop them off.
Yeah, there's still time.
Did I tell you he wants to be a fireman?
Oh,
No,
there it is.
Yeah.
I just say like the baby in the basket. You just drop it off and they deal with
Nah,
it.
he actually wants to be a fireman, dude. That's funny that you said that.
That's
Anyways,
awesome. man.
Yeah.
Drop them off with an application.
All right. I'm trying to stay on task here, and you're
Oh
fucking me up.
no, you're good. Hey, no, dude, I said we can have fun with it. There was a question
All
that we
right.
got, but we're gonna
Tell me
blast.
the question one more time.
Are there any
Fuckers.
brewers?
I feel like it's you guys against me.
You
over
son
here.
of a bitch.
I know.
We're kind of
I'm
separated.
sorry,
over
I'm
here.
just gonna you, yeah.
Fuck.
Where were
Right.
you in the night of the 7th?
Where were you?
Probably at home, dude. I'm older than you guys, so I am probably at home usually.
Yeah.
Good.
Watching Survivor.
I love Survivor.
There it is.
Fuck.
Question was, or like throughout your whole journey, like when you first started out, were there any like brewers or breweries that you felt like that were kind of like influenced you?
Yeah, you should let those guys go first because I have a long list of other people.
Okay,
Go ahead.
Danny boy.
I mean, I would say Alpine, beer company.
Okay,
Back in the day when I was first getting into craft beer.
yeah,
I'm trying to think of anyone else. I mean, there was plenty back then.
Yeah.
But Alpine's the one that sticks out the most.
Mhm.
They were the most innovative at the time.
yeah.
They still make great beers under McElhaney, but
Yeah.
yeah.
How about you, Dario?
For me, it'd be more of my mentors, Stephen Hicks, Andy Black, and Gene Wagner. I mean,
Okay.
and Stephen was at Carl Strauss. He's worked at Valiant for a while before that. And now he's over up in Oregon. I can't remember Horses and something, but Andy Black's no longer in the industry, but he taught me everything about English ale. And then Gene just from Beechwood. It's like,
Yeah,
guy's been at the same, doing that for 10 years, and to get all of his knowledge and work under him and learn everything from him, it's been nice. It's like I feel like I got aspects. Somebody helped me break ground. Somebody taught me something that nobody cares about because
Yeah.
cares about English ale, and then getting to play with hops and stuff. So it's like I feel like I have all three of those in me. It's like for the longest time, I remember going to High Times chasing bombers from Beechwood,
yeah.
and then one day I'm like, I'm making Citraholic now or
Yeah.
Amalgamator.
That's
I'm like,
pretty awesome.
fucking-
Yeah, that's
that's
cool.
pretty cool. So I
That's
remember,
fucking
like going
badass.
trying to get these bombers and all that stuff. And I was like, dang, how did I end up brewing
Yeah,
working for this guy? But it's worked out pretty well.
that's so fucking cool.
I think for me, it was like before I was actually making beer professionally, it was like the beers that influenced me to want to make like beer at home
Mhm.
to start out. It was definitely, like you said, Alpine. I think it was you that said that, right, Danny? Alpine. We were going to Hollingshead Deli
Okay.
I used to live right around the corner from Hollingshead, so it was them. It was also like if you can ever get a bottle of like Pliny the Elder,
Yeah.
or anything like from Pizza Port that they were sending up north to Orange County, and that was kind of like my introduction into like IPAs and double IPAs, which kind of like that's what I was looking for something new back then. Everything else was just like, oh, like going to like a Karl Strauss or going to like a local like Tustin Brewing Company was a place that I would go to before I even worked there.
Yeah.
Before I started my career, I was at Tustin.
Yeah.
But before then, I was going there as a consumer and customer. And but yeah, if you're talking about influences after that, it would probably be like you said, mentors like John Porter, John Chiasano, like other brewers in the area like Kyle Manns, Evan Price, Victor Novak, John Porter, Jeff Bagby.
Okay.
Those were like the brewers that I was kind of like fans of as a new professional brewer.
That's all.
And then as like the years have gone by, like there's other people that I kind of like respect now like more than ever, because I feel like their brewing chops are kind of what I want mine to be like. But yeah.
Wish I could have been a fly on the wall back then with you, man. That's cool to see. Those are people I've seen and known, but never had really an opportunity besides Julian to like work under or get to know. And it's like you were there with them, like while they were breaking ground and doing all the, actual boots on the ground,
I have a picture of me, Jonathan Porter, and Jeff Bagby, and I looked like a child standing next to these guys. And that was probably like 15, 16 years ago.
Wow.
And like talk about like when craft beer was just starting to like emerge into like this great period for beer, and like I really didn't realize like how fucking great beer was gonna be at that point. And even then, like I feel like craft beer is still evolving and gonna be good, but there was a period back in like the 2013-ish era. Danny was brewing like professionally then too, but craft beer was so fucking exciting back then, and it was just about making great beer, and the hypiness really wasn't a thing. And then I feel like hypiness came in, and I don't want to say destroyed beer, but maybe helped it a little bit. But like if you were making great beer, people knew about it and people were looking for it.
They were finding, they were doing what they had to find it.
Yeah, and I think that's still out there, but I think that it's just a different thing now. I don't know. I'm going off on a fucking whole different rant here.
All good, dude.
Well, how many breweries are back then? What you said,
Orange County.
16,
I feel like the guild back then for Orange County was maybe 7 to 10 breweries as a guild for Orange County.
It was very 40, 50.
Yeah. It's pretty. I think you might be right. Like maybe even up to 60 for Orange County.
I know LA is touching 100. I think.
Yeah, that sounds about right. I feel like there's always a new brewery.
Yeah, I think there's 9,000 brewery in the States, and when I got into it, there was like 4 or 5.
Yeah,
so it's doubled since then.
Well, hopefully everyone's making good beer, man, because that's all what we want, right?
That's the idea, right? Yeah, I'd like to walk anywhere and be like, hey, you guys got a solid.
This is where I feel like back then, like people were down to help each other out to make better beer, and now that the new climate of brewing, it's like everyone's just kind of secretive and not telling people what they're doing, and which I think that doesn't really necessarily help everyone. Like helping people, like it's just like you've said before, like helping someone else try to make better beer just makes everything better for you as a consumer, because you're going to go and drink their beer at their spot and it's going to be good.
You're going to support one another and go to each other's places and have some beers.
I literally just stole that from Danny's podcast.
It's true. It's true.
I remember that part. Yeah.
But it's true. Like when I heard him say that, I'm like, that is the most fucking truthful statement I've ever heard. Yeah, it's the truth. Like, why would I want to keep anything from you or you as brewers? Like, I would rather you like take whatever information I might have that works for me, and you can use it to your benefit, and vice versa. If there's something I can't figure out in my brewery and you guys give me a suggestion, I'm going to take that and I'm going to run with it. And I've done that maybe like subconsciously or like just out and out rip off and do it in my own brewery, whether it was here or it was at my previous job. Like inspiration is a huge thing. And like, I'm going to take something from what maybe you said or someone else said and I'm going to take it and run with it in my brewery.
Yeah, I think it doesn't make sense to hold everything in. It just because, obviously you want everyone to make better beer or whatever, but it's just like, I'm not going to sit here and say I know everything because I don't.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And so if I can help you, and then maybe at some point in the future you can help me, like, we're just better off as a community, as an industry,
100%.
it just makes
Absolutely,
more sense
dude.
that way.
Yeah.
Like, I don't shy away from sharing my recipes or whatever, my knowledge, and I don't shy away from asking either.
Yeah.
If you don't give me the answer, that's fine, but at least I asked.
Yeah, but it's about growth, like you said. Like, you want to, you don't want to keep the industry down. Like, you want it to continue to grow and to flourish, because that's only going to be good for you.
Yeah,
because you're putting out quality. Like, honestly, all three of you guys put out quality fucking product, and I would drink that every day of the week.
Yeah,
like, everything you guys put out is great.
Thanks, man.
yeah, we tried.
Yeah,
we really care.
Yeah,
that's a big difference too. I'm not saying people don't care, but we definitely do care.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I think you can taste the passion in people's beers when you 100%. Go in their spots. If there's no passion behind it, then you're gonna taste it in the product.
Yeah.
And if you're going to a brewery and there's a beer that really fucking hits, you're gonna be like, oh man, these people fucking care.
Oh, for sure. And you know what? I was gonna say I want to throw in, because we're talking about this, I want to throw in one more question here for all three of you guys. And then Dario, we'll start with you. How do you balance the creativity with consistency? Because obviously people love their, right? Like, they love their, I'm going to go there on a Tuesday, I'm going to drink this beer.
Sure.
And I know it's going to be the same thing every time. So how do you balance that creativity and consistency?
I work in a pub. So the thing is, we're actually just talking about this. When you work in a pub, you kind of have a little bit more leeway on messing around with ingredients and not having certain things, because I'm not tied to being on Trader Joe's or having, I want it to be consistent and I want it to get better. Mm-hmm. But if I'm short a bag of certain malt or a hop or something, I'll look and see what I have in inventory and then use that. And if it's on the hot side, nobody's going to know if I use Citra or Mosaic, or, I want it to be as close as I can, but sometimes you just got to run with what you have. Yeah. And to be honest, I don't even notice it. I forget that I look back at the recipe. Oh, that's right, I did do that. But it didn't really change anything. Obviously, I want it to be as close. I wouldn't use some Noble Hop in a West Coast or something. But it's like, I think I mentioned this in the last one. It's fun to kind of mess around, like, oh, it's not all Mosaic beer, but I didn't use Mosaic. It's like, you can change stuff up, and
no one's gonna know.
As long as it's good, man. Most people don't really bat an eye at it. And even if you do get the same beer, it's like we talked about the macro beer. I like Miller Lite, but eventually I'm kind of bored of it. It's the same thing over and over and over again. It's kind of nice. Like, well, I go to a Gasket's place and he's got Old Town on, which is his flagship IPA, but it's not always the same thing. But fuck, every time I go there, it's good. Yeah. So even if it's a new batch, it's like, oh, I'm getting a new set of flavors. I'm not upset that it's a little different than last time. I'm actually happy that, like, cool, it's actually changed or evolved, or he tried to tweak with something, or it could be simple, just a pH that he was doing, It's
never going to be like, oh my God, this is fucking horrible. What did he do? It's going to be like, oh, this tastes like really good right now. It's always like, it's going to be like that. Or like, well, this doesn't taste like the last time I was here, like a couple of days ago, but this is fucking fire.
Yeah. Like, the question is it good?
Yeah. Yeah. It's literally a black and white thing, I think.
It's probably different, but is it good? That's the question you should be asking yourself.
Yeah,
like,
100%.
Yeah, sure, it probably is different. We're all small brewers, pub brewers, whatever. But, I try to keep everything kind of consistent, but at the same time, I'm constantly improving something.
Yeah,
whatever it is.
We're all just trying to be better than we were the previous batch or the previous brew. No one's standing around trying to say, how can I make this beer worse? Like, we want to make it better. And if you go to a brewery and you feel like the beer's not getting any better, I just it goes back to the passion thing. The person making the beer just does not have no passion.
Yeah. And I think I've talked about this in all three of your guys' episodes, where I've mentioned how, I love that sound. Gotta love it.
Dude, that hit the mics fucking perfect.
Oh, it's great, dude. I love
what mics.
Yeah. But I love about it, though, is how, because, you never want to be complacent, right? Obviously, and that's what I mean. Like when it comes to the creativity aspect of it, like you don't want to be complacent. You want to continue to grow as a, as a person, as a brewer, all that sort of stuff. Because and I've said, I don't know, maybe I didn't say it on every one of your episodes, but I always just say, get busy living or get busy dying.
Shawshank, man.
Oh yeah, baby.
That's my
Twinkle, twinkle, baby.
What are we pouring
But,
out,
yeah.
guys?
So we'll jump into the next one.
Or
This
like
is
a
the
border.
Tustin Porter.
The
Yeah.
Porter.
There it is.
Banger
The
porter.
Porter.
The banger porter.
Blimp hanger.
Oh, blimp
But
hanger.
also the bang.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
I like the chocolate on that.
Yeah.
Ooh, big time. Like that.
The World Beer Cup bronze medal.
Is this the
Oh,
same
yeah.
batch?
Yeah.
He's all saved.
It's the same.
He's like got a couple
It-
growlers
you
in
know,
the
it's-
back.
I brew this beer like every 8 months
Yeah.
because it's just
This is
it's
just
a slow seller.
this isn't its prime right
Yeah.
Yeah.
But the most ironic part is that World Beer Cup, it was the freshest beer because I had to brew it because
Yeah.
Right.
I was going to run out.
Yeah.
So I had to brew it for 1 World Beer Cup, but 2 just to keep it on. So it happened to be the freshest beer then.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
And now it's still holding up. I mean,
Dude, that beer's
Yeah, it's
good.
great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If you can parlay that into another medal, dude,
That would
oh,
be
that'd
so
sick.
sick. Same beer.
Yes.
You're gonna hold
It's
on
really
to that
nice,
cake.
dude.
You said
Yeah.
that cake. Yeah.
There's
I'm holding on
there's
to
literally
that.
like no oxidation on it.
Dude,
No, this is great, dude.
Yeah, it's held up
Yeah.
proper.
When was this batch brewed?
So when was everything due? In April?
2019.
Yeah.
There it is.
It was right before COVID.
Wasn't this from Jerrod?
It was right before COVID.
This is one of my
It's
badges.
one of Jerrod's.
Yeah, it's definitely one of Jerrod's.
He said it. I didn't.
He's like, you sandbagging son of a bitch.
Yeah, like April.
Okay.
Yeah, March, whatever. Yeah, I
great,
think
dude.
they were doing March. So
I have this too when I went, man.
Yeah,
I'm pretty
yeah.
sure. I was like, wow, how many beers did I have that day? I don't remember.
yeah, so it's what 2 months out, 3 months out. Something like-
Yeah, I
did-
think it was like June 1st. I think
Yeah.
is when we did it. Yeah.
yeah. So it's tasting.
Oh, it's
Just
great. Yeah.
It's nice, dude. Yeah.
No, this is
That's
really
great, man.
How many more beers do we have on the list, though? Because I feel like we're going to
Uh,
be blacked out at the end.
We are
Two-
almost halfway.
Oh, okay. I feel like
Yeah.
there's like 15 more to go. I'm like,
Yeah.
oh my god,
yeah.
I gotta
We also
go
don't
I gotta
like to finish.
I gotta go
Yeah.
talk to people after
There's
this.
there's 8 beers left on the thing.
Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
I might
Could
have
get a
to
little
eat.
wild. We're already at 40 minutes. I love it.
Yeah.
We got
Yes.
plenty of time.
All
We got
right.
all the time in the world, baby.
What's next?
Your
I'm gonna-
porter.
Oh, we don't have
No,
to. We don't have to
it's
run.
No, you're chilling, dude.
It says
I'm gonna-
pop bubbles. No.
I'm gonna go
Back and forth on it, and I still want to pop us.
Oh, dude, I love that can or I love the brick.
All bricked up.
Yeah, all bricked up. So, when I walked in, I saw Danny. I was like, is that a nightstick in your pants or are you just happy to see me?
It was a glow stick. Let's be
Yeah.
real.
It's a nice stick, and I'm about to beat you with it.
There you go.
Yeah, our girlfriend's coming over, so sorry, our fiance now. That's
Oh,
what it
there
is.
you go. There it is. Yeah, no, it was so cool seeing Gloria at Bottle Crafts. Bottle Craft.
Yeah.
Bottle Craft. Dude, they had Wren House.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah.
Oh, they did. Wow.
Yeah, they had Wren House in cans, and it was the what's his name? Is it Danny from Wren House? David from Wren House?
Gosh,
Gosh.
Jake, because Jake came over from Small Lake City
Oh, okay.
and went over
Yeah.
there, and
Jake is my old boss, good friend.
Yeah.
He's a head brewer there now.
Okay. Yeah, but it was cool because they had Big Spill pills, like
Oh.
their Pilsner. And I love that. I love their story that they told about that. It was awesome. I won't repeat it because it's been told on the show. But
Yeah,
It's
we
great.
were up there last December.
Dude, I love it out
yeah,
there,
it's
man.
cool.
yeah, I'm gonna
We're
record
pressing
it.
it though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I talked to him. Have you guys been to Oso out there at all?
No.
Oso's cool, man. It's a really cool looking brewery. Shout out to them. And I'm gonna record it at PHX in a couple weeks when I'm out there.
Oh, okay.
oh,
Yeah.
nice. Okay.
So I've never been to the brewery, so I'm excited
Yeah.
to go and
Heck yeah.
meet the brewers.
So what do we got here? Dario.
Heavy roasted porter.
That's pretty good.
And Maris Otter, roasted barley, some chocolate, pale chocolate. I'd have to look at the recipe sheet. What else is
I was
on
gonna
there?
say I felt like we have
Yeah.
the same recipe.
It's very, very similar, yeah. And this time, for this one, I used Chinook to bitter. So I think there's like a 60 and a 30, nothing crazy. I
Okay.
think it's like 25 or 30 IBUs.
I use
whatever's
Magnum.
proper, yeah. I don't always have bittering
Using
hops.
Magnus? There you
Yeah. Man, lucky, dude.
go. The son of a bitch.
I told you it was a night stick.
Jared's missing all the jokes.
Is this the same beer?
No, this is
No.
my porter.
All right.
Yeah.
Hamilton, the Bay Porter.
I'm sorry. What was the name?
Oh no, I was just quoting Sandlot. That was my bad.
Chase.
Oh yeah, we will jump on.
Sounds
it.
like a great
soft.
movie. Dude.
Oh, it's a
You
banger.
don't have to be sorry. Dude,
Oh.
it's nice.
Yeah.
It is soft, but that's some nice like milk chocolate notes going on. I
Yeah.
like that.
It's good stuff.
Did you enter this?
I entered this for.
I think you're gonna beat Danny.
You
Oh,
son of a
he
bitch.
said, he's gonna stomp
I'm
you
gonna
out,
beat
Danny.
you right now.
What beat off?
He said, oh, damn it. I was gonna say in what way?
Yeah.
And then Dario beat me to the
I'm
punch.
gonna sit over on Jared's bike then.
There we go. So, woo! Oh man.
Thanks, man. Yeah, I hope it competes well. I mean, there's so many fucking breweries out there, dude. To me, it's like you were talking about getting bronze and stuff. If I could just make it on the final table,
Final
to
table
me,
was a good
to me, that's a good fucking feeling. It's like,
Dude,
cool. At least
you're
I
right,
was
yeah.
I was amongst the like they're trying to figure out who they're gonna pick for first, second, third. It's like to me, I'm like that's a win in my book. Obviously, you want to get your name out, but it's like okay, I'm doing something right if I end up on that table.
Yeah.
You know?
I totally agree with that.
But I feel like you could, like, even the judges, you could get them on a different day, and they might pick a different 1, 2, or 3.
Yeah.
You know, I think it depends on what's going on that day for
I
those.
think everyone's palate's kind of
Yeah.
changing every day.
100%.
You might like that's like I told you about our Schwartz beer earlier. Like I felt like the other day I was drinking, it was like big anise, like black licorice kind of flavor going on. And when we drank it today in the cellar earlier before he got here, it didn't have that. For me, it was like not there anymore.
Yeah.
But I think it just comes down to your palate for that day.
Yeah.
Where the other day I hated it, and today I was like, oh my God, I can probably drink a couple mugs of this.
Well, I could talk about how many days I like a beer and hate a beer and like it. It's
Yeah.
the same beer.
Yeah.
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 It's like, I think it's literally just me that's changing, or the beer's maybe evolving or not being as young or
Or you're
maturing.
hungover.
Yeah. Arm hungover.
That's true.
Yeah.
So now that we're drinking all these dark beers, like I forgot that I have our oatmeal stout off
Yeah.
the tank over there.
Ooh.
I was gonna
Why
put
don't
it
we
on
like
this.
throw that in there? I have a glass over here. I'll just fill it all the way to the top, and then we can just kind of pour it into our glasses. That way,
Yeah, that's-
everyone doesn't have to pause and get up.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's how it works.
Yeah.
We'll do that. Yeah, that way we can try mine. I feel like I forgot all about that earlier. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'll go grab that.
Yeah.
You ever put on nitro, or is it always CO2?
So typically we either brew our coffee stout or I do a dry Irish stout. But this time when we decided to not brew the coffee stout for a little bit, kind of my own personal decision on it, but we would go back to the Irish stout, and I felt like everyone was just kind of like, all right, let's just mix in something new. So I brought my old Tustin oatmeal stout with me over here, and I think Danny remembers me just hounding him like, hey man, do you have my recipe upstairs somewhere in like one of those brew logs? And he tried to help me find it, and I realized that it was in my room the whole time at home. So I found it, I brought it over here, and I like figured out how to fucking scale it to a smaller system, and it came out good. There's a couple little issues I have with it, but I think it came out really nice. It has some nice drinkability to it. But yeah, let me get a glass of it for everyone. And
I'm in.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, one of my favorite like old oatmeal stouts is like, but I mean, this was like back in 2011, 12-ish was like the Sam Smith oatmeal stout.
Yeah.
That was
Oh
like,
yeah,
Was that the purple label
Anderson
bottle?
Valley.
I want to say,
Or was that
yeah.
Anderson Valley's purple
Uh,
label?
Oh no, I think it was a
Anderson Valley
golder or like a beige
Maybe,
colored
yeah, I
one with like
remember
blue
now.
on it.
Yeah,
But yeah, dude, I love that one honestly, it was like probably around 2012, but you'd have to go to like Cost Plus or Total Wine or, something like that to get it. Yeah. But I remember like I also used to drink like the Young's double chocolate stout.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's
I remember that. Or the
stout.
banana
Yeah.
bread, whatever.
That was a long time
high
ago.
school days.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I probably wouldn't drink that today.
Oh, no.
but it was
It's
good.
still serviceable.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it still is.
It was like that. You might as well drink Mississippi Mud at that point.
Yeah, that's another
Oh,
classic.
my brother was all about that back in the day. Did you ever have this thing called Mississippi Mud?
Oh, yeah.
It's like black and tan in that little like porcelain
little-
bottle, whatever.
yeah.
Yeah.
I want to know what the cost was on those bottles.
Probably.
Oh, probably a lie.
Yeah.
Cool bottles is memorable.
Oh,
yeah, I
great
don't.
bottles,
I'll
yeah.
never forget those.
Yeah, it was like a beige and then like almost looked like a red ceramic top kind of. Yeah. It's good stuff.
Between that name and there's a brewery, I don't remember where it's at, somewhere in the Midwest, but it's called Against the Grain. and they had
I
a
love the
brown
name.
a beer called the Brown Note, and there's a guy in his tidy whities. He had like a shit stain on there.
Like a brown-
But it kind of reminds me of like that, like who the fuck wants to drink mud? And then it's like, hey,
Yeah.
you drink this Brown Note. It's like,
Mhm.
I don't know if I want that either.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
Midnight Oil, dude.
Yeah, I got the
Yeah.
Black IPA next.
Uh-oh.
Oh, actually, we're doing Jerrod's.
I didn't realize it was a 6.1.
Yeah.
There it
The
is.
smaller side, yeah.
I'm going to
Yeah.
have to start doing smaller pours right now.
No.
I like the smaller ABV, even for IPA. Like, I'll do
yeah.
6.5 or all
Oh,
day.
dude, I'm totally game with that.
So you guys can divvy this up.
Oh, I love that head.
Aloe.
Yeah. Does your dog like to drink beer off the floor?
She probably will. She's like, oh, that's
Yeah,
good.
push.
Who's driving? You or Morgie?
Yeah, Morgan's got this. Morgan's my DD.
Downward dog.
Oh, I guess I got to down this, huh?
Yeah, or dump it.
Or you can.
Or-
There's.
Oh, here we
Dump
go.
in the drain.
There.
We broadcast over a drain here.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah.
I poured way too
You
much.
kind of
last-
grabbed that like you were just gonna like, I'll take this whole glass.
balls.
No,
I thought
no,
that's-
you're good. You're good. That's plenty.
Okay.
I got to go talk to my family after this.
I could go talk to my family. I mean, you don't just go straight to your room like
There you go.
If I have to, I probably will.
Yeah. It's
It
going to
won't-
be In-N-Out. Oh, I'm debating with In-N-Out, Del Taco, or Taco
there's
Bell.
an In-N-Out right here in the parking lot.
Oh,
so it's
motherfucker.
In-N-Out.
All right. But then I have to wait till I got home because I always get a shake.
Oh,
So I kind of have to go closer to home.
Yeah, that's fair.
that's true.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Unless if you eat it there. But...
Lit.
But then I got to deal with this one.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah, she's going to be like, bro, she's just going to be staring at. She gets French fries.
They're a little pen, They're the dog pen.
Oh, yeah, no. Every time I make smash burgers, she gets her own.
Oh,
Nice.
So
sweet,
without the
man.
bun.
Yeah.
What do
Oh,
y'all
sorry.
think of this beer?
Let's
I
jump
think
on
it's
in.
excellent. It's what the doctor ordered.
Yeah. Danny said,
It's all right. It's all right.
You do a lot of oats with this?
Yeah, but I'm starting to think that the oats kind
Ooh.
of kill the head on it.
No.
Really?
I don't
Yeah, and I've heard this from a few brewers that are
Oh,
that
really?
are winning medals with this style. I've heard that I should be subbing in like Golden Naked and flaked barley, and adding a little more, like adding some like carafoam even.
You could do that, but maybe do some oats on top before sparge.
Right, I've tried that method before. That's the Hicks method. for
Yes,
sure.
yeah, I love that
know.
method. Yeah,
We were doing that with our hazies for a while too. But yeah, I've always read that sometimes oats kind of kill the head just based on the oil content.
Mm.
So I can see like we're maybe switching it up to like Golden Naked oats or even flaked barley. I haven't tried that yet, but yeah, that's the only criticism I have with this beer is I think that the head retention is just non-existent. But other than that, it's great flavor. I think I'm on the right track. It brewed differently when I was at Tustin Brewing Company compared to here. This one just kind of the head just kind of doesn't stay with.
What about instead of changing it, just put on nitro? I think that would help.
I would rather just brew a dry Irish stout. That's my favorite beer.
Oh, I
That's
see.
my favorite
Okay.
beer ever. Like
Yeah.
that's my favorite style.
Mm.
Like if you brought out Guinness right now, we would drink Guinness.
Yeah. I was more of a Murphy's guy, but I love Guinness too.
No, I get it. I would
Yeah.
drink that shit too. But
Yeah.
actually, I'm going to meet up with a bunch of friends when we go to Denver, and we're probably going to go drink Guinness somewhere, at least at some point.
Nothing wrong with it.
Yeah,
Good stuff.
we're drinking Guinness. Jenny, we're drinking Guinness too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
You're gonna drink Syrah again, dude. The IPA
Syrah.
wine.
Did you drink Syrah when we were?
Yeah,
in
we were out there with some steak dinner, and I got like a Manhattan, and he's like, "You like Syrah?" I'm like, I don't drink wine. I've tried some.
Was that when you medaled?
Yeah.
That's when he meddled. Yeah.
Oh, nice.
he
Thanks for the
Yeah, he
invite,
meddled
pal.
and bought me dinner, dude. I'm like, you should medal more often.
Oh, there you go.
Well, it's
Yeah, well,
Jesus
someone else
Christ.
bought
is there a happy?
was Pony Tony with you that time too?
Yeah, oh yeah, Pony Tony.
Yeah.
It was just us three. It's
Yeah.
just everybody else out doing their thing. And we're like, you know what? We want to go chill and just
Yeah.
kind of kick back. Have
He
a
won
nice
his
steak
medals,
dinner,
and we
yeah.
were all licking our wounds somewhere
Yeah,
else.
went to
Yeah.
the Denver Chop.
Yes,
I like that
yeah,
spot,
yeah.
dude. I got
That spot's
better
cool.
spots for you though, man.
Yeah.
That place is good, but like, you need to go to a better spot. I got.
Well, when I
spots
get
for
the
you.
gold this year, we'll go.
There it is.
Dude, Rioja is the spot,
Yeah.
and Jason knows this too. If you bought Rioja when you won the gold, he would fucking reimburse you for sure.
Oh, he's gonna reimburse me.
There it is.
Whether he knows it or not.
Yeah.
Nice,
I just bought a pallet of malt. I went out to dinner.
dude. Yeah, Rioja is the spot for sure, man. They have a really good. If you like steak, they have a really good steak dinner there with
Okay.
like black truffles and
Oh.
like
Dang.
Oh,
Do they have Syrah?
They have expensive Syrah for sure.
I'm a Syrah guy.
Are you a Syrah guy? Okay. I like that.
It's like the IPA of red wine. It's kind of bitter.
I think I need to buy a bottle of Syrah on the way home.
Yeah.
Okay.
You should.
There you go. Watch The Little Survivor.
I watched it last night. My kids didn't get to stay up for it, so
gotcha.
they're gonna watch it commercial free today.
You should just go in there and
Why are we
spoil
talking
it for them. No, I'm just kidding.
It's the very first. It was a season premiere, so there's not a lot of spoilers.
Oh, okay. Somebody already got voted.
I do love that show, though. Yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. All right, what are we working on next?
I don't know.
Black IPA?
Yeah, let's do that. And then while we're doing that, while we're cracking that one, I like to ask, like, there it is. Oh, you cracked it. Nobody cracks it like you.
Do you have all the sound
That's what she
bites for
said.
any episode? You can just steal the.
Yeah.
Like splitting butt cheeks right there, man.
There it is. Um, I'd love to hear like the approach to like the recipe development. Like when it comes to like it's just something brand new. Like you're like, all right, I want to try to make this. Like what goes into that for you guys? And whoever wants to start, we can.
I typically look for simplicity and basic ingredients before I start trying to layering in something where it tends to like the creative side of it. Like you try to look for like inspiration in a book or on a podcast, so to speak, or any type of online like you know what I'm saying? Like you just need an idea.
Yeah.
If it's a style that I've never brewed, which I want to say I've pretty much brewed most classic styles. If you take away all like sour and like some of the German ale styles, if I'm trying to get into something I've never brewed, I try to keep it super simple.
Yeah. But then you can kind of build on that after.
Yeah.
Right.
And I lead like that oatmeal stout we just had. Like,
Yeah.
I had my recipe, but I feel like it needs improvement. And you just need a starting point to launch from. And then once you have that, then I feel like the next time you make it, there's just adjustments and improvements. And I think every brewer
Dialing it
kind
in.
of has that same approach.
Yeah.
There's a starting point, and then there's like a trend going towards the right direction.
Yeah. How about you guys? Dario?
For recipe development, man, it depends on what it is. I mean, if it's an IPA, I want everything to be neutral, but I want the hops to show.
Okay.
I learned a lot of layering from English beer, especially working with Andy. So I tend to layer a lot, but I'll honestly just eat the raw malt before and kind of get a flavor for what I think I'm going to do. And I'll put malts together and chew on it and be, okay, I kind of like where this is going. And it'll perceive in the beer a little bit, but I tend to be like, if I do a bunch of malts, it'll be like a small amount, you know, nothing crazy, like to throw stuff in, but
yeah,
recipe development's kind of like, after working with materials for so long, you can kind of picture what you think it's going to be like in your head.
It's like
and kind of go with it. And I kind of tend to be a little bit more conservative with it. And then I'll throw more stuff at it the next batch. But the first batch, I'll kind of be like, okay, I need this to be approachable for everybody. And then I'll look at it and be like, oh, okay, I could have thrown a little bit of pale chocolate or whatever in there. But
You can always add more on the next batch if it's underwhelming the first time, but you can never take it away. You can come out of the gate with too much.
right.
It's more approachable if you go the more
modest, or not modest, but it's not going crazy with it.
Right.
It's like I still need to sell it.
Yeah.
But I'm also like, okay, I want to try this and see if people think the same thing. And then you listen. I'll listen to feedback on certain things like that. And it's like, okay, I'll do that. And you gotta sift through all the kind of bullshit sometimes. But customers are there to drink, so it's like you somewhat should get an idea of what they're doing.
It's a great learning. It's a great learning experience because you figure out what ingredients do.
Yeah.
When you're using them, like he's saying, and personal preference at that point comes into play. Like, I don't really like what that malt does. This malt, it tends to be a little more anisey or roasty or too sweet. It gives us off this weird flavor off that I don't like. Let's not increase that. Let's actually back it down, or let's try a different malt. This is like the beauty of pub brewing. And you can alternate different ingredients in when we're talking grain.
Yeah.
But sorry, I didn't mean to.
No, you're good. Yeah. I mean, I think it sounds weird, but I think it's easier to brew hoppy beer because you're just you're trying to get good hops. Yeah. You're working on dark beer. It's like, okay, I don't want to use too much of this or too much of that because then it overpowers it. You know, you just need touches of certain malts. But I think it's working with them to kind of really figure out what each one does, because like you think like Carafa 3, it's like you don't go crazy with it, or like a black malt, like it's more of like an addition. It's like of course the hint of this, not I'm gonna brew an all black IPA or all black malt, beer, whatever.
Yeah.
And how about for you, Danny? Same.
Yeah, same. I mean, I definitely do a lot of reading before, especially when I'm approaching a beer that I've never a style I've never brewed.
Mm-hmm.
I ask a lot of questions. Dario and Jerrod will be the first person to tell you, people to tell you that I'm calling about whatever, especially someone that's experienced in, X category. It's like, all right, well, what did they do? They're probably not going to tell me exactly what they did, but they can kind of lead me in the right direction.
Of course.
And, that's kind of all I need. And then, with reading and then a little bit of practice and yeah, sure, go light early on and then,
Yeah.
you can build up from there. I've definitely made my mistakes approaching beers thinking I was right
Yeah.
and made mistakes like that. So that's how I learned too.
I think everyone does that too. Yeah. So you're not on that island at all.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to learn the hard way sometimes. It's like,
Mhm.
oh shit, that really. Like I made a Vienna, and I had 20 pounds of amber malt sitting around. I'm like, I just need this out of here.
Yummy.
I threw it in there, and I was like, I should have never even fucking done that. 'Cause I felt like I had like a little bit.
of Cara Munich too.
I felt like it was
one time.
Yeah.
It was astringent. And, I don't know. You just gotta be careful with those things. You think 20 pounds to 500 pounds isn't gonna change much. I'm like, I could taste that malt in there. Like,
Dude, yeah.
Yeah.
I get a little carried away with Carafa around here too sometimes. So
Yeah.
I feel your pain.
Yeah.
I love Carafa special.
yeah, it smells so good. It's like you open the bag, you break the bag open for the first time. Like it's like almost like a fresh batch of like ground like beans, like for coffee or something.
Yeah, I use a lot of it in my dry Irish stout, and we've brewed it here so many times. And the last time we brewed it, like Kyle, our assistant brewer here, comes up to me and he's like, "Hey, like I know we're gonna brew this beer, but like, we've talked about." I've talked to you about how I think it's a little roasty if you're comparing it to like a Guinness or like a dry Irish stout you can buy at the market or at a bar. And and I'm like, oh, there's a lot of roasted barley in that beer. And I'm just like, all right, like, go tell me why you feel this way. It was like, so we would drink it together and he would like explain to me why he thinks it has too much roast. And obviously comparing it to like whatever Irish stouts on the market, not even a craft beer like a Guinness or a Murphy's or whatever. And I decided like, hey, we'll cut that in half. We'll cut the roasted barley in half. And I hated every fucking minute of it. And I was like, this fucking guy doesn't know what he's talking about, but I'm going to go ahead and do it. But I obviously took that and I upped the Carafa 3 edition because I just can't help myself. Like something's going to take that place. Cause like, I'm not trying to lighten the beer, and I think it will lighten, but will it though? And we added in a bunch of Carafa I did it. No one knew about it. And I added in a bunch of Carafa to bring the SRM back up. And the beer was fucking good. And this fucking guy was right. He was right. If he was here, I would tell him, you were right. The beer is better with less roasted barley.
Yeah.
And like, you think about a dry Irish stout as a craft brewer, like it needs a fucking bag of roasted barley. I don't care what size you're on. That shit needs a bag of roasted barley. And no, here we use a half a bag for that beer. And we're on a 10-barrel brew house. And if I was back in my old job, I would have used at least a bag as well, if maybe more.
Yeah.
But now it's like I'm at a half a bag and I have a different, like, I'm talking about a guy that has maybe like 3 or 4 years of brewing experience compared to me. And he's made me change my outlook on using roasted barley at this point. Like maybe it is too fucking much. And now I'm like, yeah, that beer is different now because of him. And like, hey, this isn't my beer. This is our beer. Like you've made me like think of like about this beer now in a different way. And the beer drinks super fucking smooth, really good. It still has the roast that I like, but it's just not as punchy and bitter anymore.
Good on you for being open to that, man. I mean, you've been doing this for a while, and for you to not be like,
I hated every minute of it,
but you gave them a shot, and I think that's what some people need, especially when you were coming up or I was coming up or any of us. It's like you wanted to be heard, and it's like nice to like, you know what, we'll give it a shot. Sure. And then the guy turns, and he's like, okay, yeah, I never would have thought about that. But sometimes green eyes are helpful because we're stuck in our own ways in a certain way because we've learned from these people and like, oh well, X person said this, so I have to do this. And they're like, wait, what are you talking about? We've never done that. And it's like,
Yeah.
you know what? Fuck it. Let's give it a chance. And
It's a classic case of like, hey,
Yeah.
you know, like, let's just like, I'm just kind of have blinders on.
Yeah.
And like someone came in and said,
You're on
hey,
cruise control.
yeah, like
Yeah.
I'm stuck in my ways. And like someone that just kind of had an opinion, like just was open to listening to it.
Yeah.
And like, typically that's not the case.
Yeah,
but,
you're like, back the fuck off, Antonio. This is my recipe.
well, he obviously gives a shit. Because
He does.
if he didn't, he'd just be like, well, Jerrod said to do this and I did it. And,
he
and
does
it's great.
give a shit.
So for him to push back is like that to me. That shows somebody who like has intuition
Yeah.
and wants to try something new and be innovative.
Yeah,
and
he does have that attitude for sure.
He's learning from you, and he's still like, "Hey, I think we should do this," and you're like, "What the fuck?" Like,
Yeah.
but that's
yeah.
cool. I think that's good on him, man. For
I actually
Yeah,
appreciate
yeah,
I
yeah.
appreciate the fuck out of it, and I need to give him some credit for sure.
Yeah.
Kyle is our assistant brewer here, and he's killing it. And I do that. That was a perfect point where I was like, all right, I need to like lean on the team, and I always have leaned on the team, but Jordan's gone, and so Jordan was our brewer before as well, and I did lean on Jordan a lot when he was here, and I let him just kind of drive while I was in the passenger seat. But when Jordan left and went to Colorado, like Kyle kind of stepped into his role, and it's a good time for me to like, okay, build on that, the whole stout thing, like, because he said that when Jordan was here, and I was just not about that, changing that beer, because that's my baby.
Yeah.
But yeah, now it's like, okay, like this guy's out, he's trying beers, he's going to breweries, and I'm not. I'm like more focused on how to make our IPAs better, and he's like out drinking, you know, Green Cheeks and like Radiant beers and like whatever other breweries he's going to, and he's coming back and like reporting and talking about beers that he had that he liked, and it's beers that I'm not drinking, you know, and how to improve on what we're doing in here. Like, yeah, I do have to be more open-minded, and I have been, and I think that stout situation was a moment where it's like, okay, I do need to lean on the team, and I do need to not be so close-minded with change. I'm almost fucking 50, dude. I hate change.
Reach your hat. But it's cool that you're open, like you're still growing, man. Like
Yeah.
Sure, you never stop learning.
it's all about.
Yeah. Are we? What are we
I
doing?
don't know.
What happened?
Danny's
Oh,
giving us hand signals. right
Danny's
now.
speaking in sign language.
No, it's because he had a fly.
He's like,
Fly, fly,
Oh, yeah.
I was trying to shoot it away.
he was like,
there's a fly in the
I just-
ointment.
I thought he
Yeah.
was like
Just
saying, turn
The eagle
Jared's
has
mic
landed.
off.
yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Houston, we got him.
No, I was trying to get the fly away.
It's just like
I
camping,
didn't mean
dude.
to
Just so you can
distract
yank
you.
it out.
I was like, what? I thought you were just telling me, like, you better chug that fucker.
Yeah.
No, but going back to that real fast. Yeah, I definitely have, I would say when that all happened, it was about 2 years ago. And yeah, I typically just kind of let like Kyle or Jordan, for that matter, like just run the brew house. And I find myself in the cellar a lot and not trying to be the guy on the brew deck the whole time. And I like cellar work. Today I was doing cellar work, and I'm like, I just really like being in the cellar. I don't really care about being the guy on the brew deck. I feel like I have a little more control in the cellar sometimes, like where I'm going to do this. I got to do dumps. I got to do this dry hop. I got to harvest yeast. And this, coming from me doing this for 15, 16 years is what it is. Like, I don't know. I just like being in the cellar now. It's kind of come full circle. Like, started in the cellar, and now I'd rather be in the cellar. Like, I don't mind being on the brew deck. Don't get me wrong. Like, I'm brewing a fucking Hellas next Tuesday, and like, I am fucking taking the helm on that, and I want to brew it because I don't think I've brewed a Hellas here before. We've brewed one, but I wasn't the one that brewed it. So now I'm gonna brew it. But just being in the cellar, I feel like I'd rather be there sometimes. Like let Kyle or whatever new brewer that comes along hop on the brew deck, because like ultimately as a new brewer, you want to be standing on the brew deck doing the fucking shit, you know? Like, am I right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone
It's a
likes
good feeling.
it's
yeah.
a great feeling. Like, I fucking run this bitch.
Yeah.
You know?
This
You
is
know?
my
I
domain.
look down on you all.
Yeah, dude, you're on
He's
the
like,
fucking
everything the
perch.
light touches. What does he say? It's a fucking Lion King.
Yeah,
He's like,
Lion
everything the light touches.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like thinking about like, okay, this beer's terminal. Like certain beers, I have a window of harvesting, and like there's a time frame that I go by in my head, or I write it down, or I keep track of it on our ecos of when the harvest is ready and like when I can get the best pitch out of my out of my tanks, I should say. And yeah, I'm thinking about that where, maybe Kyle's like, fuck, I'm going to brew tomorrow, like I'd rather be in tune with the fucking cellar than worry about mashing in or graining out or checking grabs on a runoff. Like, don't get me wrong, I love that shit, but like I'm a cellarman at heart. Yeah, I like doing cellar work.
That's awesome.
And I've only really realized that until when I got here. At Tustin, like you're doing every fucking thing.
Yeah, everything.
But if you had the chance to really like dictate what you did for the day, like if you just threw someone at your brew house or at your cellar, you're gonna slowly figure out where you'd rather be at.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean for me, well, yeah, obviously I do pretty
You do
much
it all.
everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do have help, but it's for me it's a good blend of brewing, cellar work and packaging, and not every day is the same.
Yeah.
So there's hardly any redundancies.
It keeps you on your toes.
Yeah, exactly. So it's like, sometimes I'm brewing and I gotta do cellar work, which is fine. It's easy. But then there's some days where I don't have cellar work and I'm just brewing. And then some days where I'm not brewing and I have a lot of cellar work.
Some days you don't show up at all.
Some days I do not show up at all.
The TBC gig is sweet.
It's kind of nice.
I feel like it's a double-edged sword.
It is. Yeah, because like next week, after tomorrow, all my tanks will be full. So I'll have 2 in primary or fermentation, and then two tanks in conditioning. So I don't really have a whole lot going on next week. I ordered malt.
Take some time off.
I ordered malt just so I have something to do on Monday.
Take some time off.
He's gonna come over to Burnin.
I might.
You should buy a ticket to Yakima and come with us.
Oh, that's not a bad idea.
Talk to JJ.
I should.
I want to talk to a hop farmer so bad.
I'm sure you can.
You should make that happen.
But I want to go there and like shoot stuff.
Yeah.
Crosby, talk to Crosby. They're in Portland. You can stay just outside of Portland. You could fly to Portland, stay in Portland. There's great breweries there.
Oh yeah,
and then you just make the trek down to Crosby, and I can give you a phone number or a name, or you can just talk to like Luke from Yakima. You can drive to Yakima.
I feel like I just unwrapped the Red Rider in the Christmas story.
I'm gonna feel like that next week.
Shoot your eye.
Yeah.
You'll shoot your eye.
Oh, I probably. Oh yeah. Either that or Danny will.
Yeah.
What's the next beer we're drinking, boys?
Ooh, yeah.
Bubbles.
All right.
The last one was the black IPA.
Do you use Cinnamar in that, by the way?
What is this one now?
I do.
Yeah.
How much Cinnamar do you use?
Just one.
Container?
Yeah.
And that's the only dark
one,
malt you use?
Little C45?
Oh, God damn it. Now I gotta look it up.
Danny finally uses crystal malt in a beer.
Uh-oh.
That's a rarity.
Ooh. Is that British?
Yeah.
No.
Would you use American?
No. Wait, hold on. Let me see.
I'm gonna hit pause real fast.
All right, for sure.
And we're back.
Yo.
So we all had a pee break. Morgan had a pee break.
Feel better?
Oh yeah.
I feel better.
There it is. So what are we drinking?
This is pale ale, all mosaic, and then just basic base malt, 2-row, and I add a bag of wheat, just kind of for body and head retention. Obviously, it's not showing right now from the growler. It's pretty flatline, but
you know
the flavor is good.
Yeah, thanks, man.
You know what I love though about like the single hop ones, because like that's when you can really like, if you're like someone that's just getting into craft beer, you can try something that's single malt. I'm not single malt. Sorry, I was thinking whiskey.
It pretty much is. It pretty much is.
Yeah.
Single malt. It's pretty much a smash bail.
But even like just like what I meant to say was like a single hop where you get all the notes. So then as you're tasting it, your palate's kind of experiencing those notes. Because then if you go into like, one with maybe Citra and then Mosaic, then you can kind of find the Mosaic in it or the Citra in it for that matter.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
It's I was gonna say it's pretty simple beer. First wort, whirlpool, big dry hop. It's
just those 2 additions in the kettle.
Yeah, I do like. I think it was up 2 pounds first wort, and then 9 pounds whirlpool, and then knockout. I do cool pull. So a lot of people whirlpool right after boil, which is 212 roughly if you're here our area. But I'll cool it down to 180, 185, and then I'll throw my hops in. And I think it kind of brings out a better, it doesn't utilize as much, but I think it brings out a better aroma from the hops. Instead of burning them up, it kind of bringing out bitterness. So
I'll jump into your cool pool any day of the week, pal. You ain't gonna tell me twice.
Are you cool pulling, Danny?
I can't. I mean, I don't really have the capability.
You cool pool?
Without.
We
clogging
tried
the
it,
heat
but I
exchanger.
feel like everything just kind of spikes back up, like temperature wise.
How you cool
Yeah.
pulling? Are you going through the heat exchanger? Or
Yeah.
Oh, so I liquor back. So I'll boil down, let's say like a 17 barrel batch. I'll run off to 14.5, boil down to 13.5, and then liquor back to 17.5. And that gets my temperature down. And that's just ambient water.
Right.
So to get it down to the 180.
So you're coming right in off the hot lick?
So no, I'm actually coming off my RO skid.
Oh, shit. Okay.
Just shooting it straight in there. But as long as it's above 180, it's at a kill temp. So whatever's in there,
right.
it's not going
That's
to
a
hurt
good idea.
anything. Yeah. And then I just cool pull that. So I hit my gravities every time because I liquor back to everything gets liquored back. And then it's like I'd rather hit my gravity and not worry about the barrel or half barrel I might lose. But everything is, if where I want it to be, I'm consistent on my numbers. So
How long does it take to get your volume of RO in there?
it's pretty quick because we have a pump that's on there. So we have an RO skid that goes into a tank, a 300-gallon
Okay,
tank,
so you're
and
pulling
then I
off
have
the tank.
so I can rip it
gotcha.
in there. So probably from cut and boil to actually whirlpulling with hops in there is probably 7-8 minutes.
Oh, and that's good.
It's pretty
Okay.
quick, and then whirlpool I do 10 minutes, rest 10 minutes, and then I knock it out from
That's
there.
awesome.
So
Okay.
yeah, we used to do it all the time at Beechwood, but we use a cold liquor tank to liquor back. So it'd be less volume. It'd be like 1 to 2 barrels to get it down to the one. We never got under 190.
Was that with city water at Beechwood, or were they?
That was our.
They had
it depended on what the next batch was going to be. Because if it was a lager, we'd use RO. But most time it was city water. We were looking back.
It was ocean water.
Yeah.
Nice.
It's a Goza IPA.
The water in Lomita is kind of rough, so I do a blend of everything. I'll do I have 3 water sources. I have city water, which I just clean with. I have a filtered city water that I'll brew with, and then I have RO water.
Right.
So depending on the style, I'll cut it for TDS or total.
Never
dissolved
cross
solids.
streams though. Just make sure you never cross
Yeah.
streams.
You're sitting on the line of fire, Dan.
Yeah.
I am. I keep getting droplets on
No, that
Oh,
happens.
that's just me.
me.
Stop sitting underneath it.
Yeah. Oh man,
Sorry, Bob.
he's just
Yeah.
shooting straight up.
Hey, put
Let
your
me-
cup right
Yeah,
there.
let me sit in my seat.
He's like, "What's this foggy stuff in my beer?"
6 and a
This is a banger though, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.
It's really good, dude. Yeah.
This is a GABF entry for International Pale.
Love it.
Nice.
Now, what do we got next?
So now
Oh, so good you dumped it? No, just kidding.
Oh, you know,
we got so much more
I
to
know.
go.
I know.
so
I'm gonna have to
crack that.
I have this on tap, and I don't want to pour it out, but I have it on tap at home. It's on my keg grader. I'm still
there it is. No, I'm gonna finish mine right now. Quick question, just around the table, like could be a quick answer. The most unusual ingredient you've ever put in one of your beers.
Spelt.
Okay, elaborate.
When I was brewing at Brewery West, we used spelt as opposed to wheat.
Oh yeah, I remember that.
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
It was a strange flavor. It's not something I would do again, but it was interesting. It was
Yeah.
one of the most uncommon ingredients we used there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like a dynamic kind of flavor.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what the flavor profile it gave off, but it was
Thank you, sir.
it was interesting. You know, it was hard to like if you don't have a hammer, because we had a mash filter,
Yeah,
so we'd hammer mill it, so it was kind of fine.
It's like
that way.
sweet garlic onion. Sorry to be
Yeah.
interrupted.
Yeah,
we
but
said you were like from your episode. You're like it's like working on a cast iron pan.
yeah, pretty much. No, it's Tustin. Tustin's the
Yeah.
cast iron. But that brew house was very efficient with
Yeah,
everything, so you can throw 100% oats and it would be fine,
yeah.
which is weird, but
It's so crazy, like drinking this beer right
The
now.
scent on the nose, it has a really
Garlic onion,
distinct.
it's very-
Yeah,
I'm gonna tell you why this is like crazy, like exciting for me, because like this makes me think of Tustin beers.
yeah,
that's cool. It's taking you back.
It's the terroir of Tustin. dude.
Okay.
it really is.
Yeah, I can taste the Tustin beer from a fucking mile away. This is fucking rad.
Thanks, dude. This is
It's
my
very
Alpha-
nostalgic
The
and
Shalpa
fucking
King entry?
Yeah, this is my Alpha King entry.
Sorry.
Yeah,
Who the hell was that? Dude?
No, they were
It was
sort
my
of, it was their wife.
Oh, your
Oh,
fiance.
no,
My
their,
fiance.
no, their fiance.
They-
Sorry, our.
Yeah, their fiance.
it was our
You're doing
fiance.
that to his wife?
Not his wife yet.
Yeah.
I can't do that once it's his wife. She also didn't see me.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. I still like that. I like that.
There's a sick fuck.
I'm pretty bad.
I didn't know Dario was that sick of a fuck because
Yeah,
now,
but
I feel like we should really hang out
Yeah,
together.
but I put my
I
wife.
say sick shit, but now that I know you do, it's on.
No,
I
you're
put my
sick.
wife up as collateral.
It's true.
Something to the table.
Collateral. Jesus.
Dario, you should come to Denver with us, dude. We're gonna get in
Oh,
trouble, dude.
man.
You're a dirty dog.
Imagine, because I have the little lapel mics. Imagine just being
Oh my
sitting
gosh,
around,
yeah,
sitting
yeah,
around
yeah.
the table. Holy
Yeah.
fuck.
Call the episode "Fly on the Wall."
Yeah.
Fly in Denver. Yeah.
Dude,
Yeah.
that's a great name for an episode.
Yeah.
Fly on the Wall.
Yeah.
Write that
Fuck,
down.
dude. Yeah, oh, God.
Dude, you
I'd have to,
so-
edit that probably so hard.
Oh, yeah.
yeah, but it'd be worth it. I think.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so you are going to be in Denver. We are going to drink at Bierstadt. Can you bring your mics and just do little quick interviews?
I'll do all of it. Yeah.
You're
I'll
doing
bring
it.
the- I'll-
Is that the plan?
Yeah, that's 1000% the plan.
Dude, it's going to be fun. We're
I'll
going to
bring
have
the
fun.
lapel mics and I'm going to bring all of this too.
We're going to have fun.
Oh, yeah.
Let's do
Yeah.
this.
Twinkle, twinkle.
Danny and I are going to be your co-hosts.
Oh, here we go. I'm
That'd be
1000% in.
I'll be there for
Yeah.
2025.
You
Yeah,
should
yeah.
go to Alpha King Challenge award ceremony.
Yeah.
Where's that?
Rock bottom, dude.
Rock
Just
bottom,
come with
yeah.
us.
Okay.
That's where this is gonna win.
Yeah.
Oh, there it is.
This is your entry?
Win,
This
bron-
is
win,
Alpha
win
King.
bronze.
Yeah,
You just
yeah.
said, "Suck
There's
it,
no,
Gil."
there's no bronze at Alpha King.
Mhm.
Is there?
Mhm.
As you're wearing the king's hat too.
3 places.
Even
It's bronze, silver, gold, and the gold
And-
gets the crown.
Yeah. Oh,
They get the medal and the crown.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then they announce top 20, but you can only swing your dick so hard.
Yeah.
Top 20.
Oh, I know.
Yeah.
Trevor won it 2 years ago.
Last
Yeah.
year,
One
Last
year.
last
Oh,
year.
last year.
Trevor
It was
won
last
Trevor won
year.
it? Yeah.
Yeah.
we're all trying to take that crown from Trevor this year.
Yeah.
We're all, and at the same time that they're doing the same thing though. They want to,
yeah.
you have to think everyone's coming with their A game.
Yeah.
Everyone is, including Trevor and
Yeah.
and the Brewery X team. So you have to I don't know, I like my entry. I know Danny likes his. I know you like yours. We're all hoping to take the fucking crown.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And all it is everyone sending their best, and it's the best of the best in my opinion. Whoever isn't entering that, they're all worthy of this fucking this win. And it's just who's just doing it just a little bit better.
Mm.
There's always going to be someone better than my beer or your beer or his beer.
And
There's who is this going to be the better
Who
one?
stands out that day?
you want that
Yeah.
challenge
Yeah.
still, yeah.
Yeah.
Luckily, they're a little bit more fresh than. Well, they're way more fresh than GABF. I feel like they get
It
them
is
and they
fresh.
enter because the GABF is I send it and it's a month, 3 weeks to a month.
We're
It
just
sits,
sitting there.
and you're hoping, please stay in there, hops. But like you said, they want it overnighted. I'm sending my entries on Monday, overnighting them.
yeah.
And then I think they
Yeah.
judge them the following week or the week
Yeah.
after. So they're within 2 weeks of being bottled and cracked open and tried. So that's kind of the cool thing is
I love
yeah.
that process of it. I feel like when you mentioned Chris Williams, it was cool talking to him, because I had no idea how that all worked. But to be able to hear
he's a busy guy, man. That guy,
Oh, dude.
pat that guy on the back for sure.
dude, well, I think I mentioned in that episode, I emailed him the week after WBC, and he
Oh, shit.
responded right away.
Typically that guy doesn't talk to anyone for a while.
Yeah.
I had submitted my judging resume because I wanted to sign up to be a judge, and he didn't get back to me until months. I would say 2 months after
Yeah.
World Beer Cup.
Okay.
And I was just fuck, is he ever gonna call me or text me or email
Yeah.
me? And for you to get a message back that fast is pretty
It was
pretty good. Yeah.
And I even said, I was sorry. I was I know WBC just ended, but
Yeah.
I'm sending this out, and
Yeah.
and he responded, yeah. And then we said it all.
That was a pretty impressive interview. I was like, holy fuck, you got Chris Williams?
Yeah.
It's pretty rad.
And that's the thing. It just takes one message. It
Yeah.
took one message to him, and he was like, yeah, dude, let's do it.
Yeah.
Everybody's the same. I met Sam Colleone from Dogfish Head.
Oh, awesome.
Andy, we were at
Super chill
We
guy.
were at
That's
what do they
one
call
of
there
my
in
white
LA?
whales.
Not McLeod. What do they call there? Nick something. I'm feel so dumb right now. They've been around for a long time. They were in downtown LA. They did like a lot of English and God, I can't think of their name. I feel so stupid now. I remember, but I saw Sam Colleone and I was like, oh shit, I'm going to go say hi. And Andy Black's like, you're just going to go up to him? I'm like, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
So I walked up to him and said, hey man, I've seen you all these videos. You're kind of reason why I got a craft beer. You seem like a cool guy. And he's just like, oh, this and that. He goes,
He's super friendly.
and he was like, are you like a consumer or are you part of the industry? I go, I'm actually part of the industry. He goes, oh, do you have beer here? I said, yeah. I actually brought the porter on cask. And he goes, do you mean the porter I'm drinking right now? And I'm like, wait, you're drinking the porter I made? He goes, I go, I'm just the assistant brewer. And he goes, no, you're part of the person. It was cool to hear him say, you're
That's
part of the
awesome.
person who made that, man. And he goes, that's cool. And he goes, I've been drinking this all day because I don't see casts that often. I'm like, holy shit. First off, I grabbed the courage to go talk to him. And then he's drinking like our beer from Yorkshire. And I'm like, that's so cool.
Dude,
That's an awesome
Yeah.
fucking story.
I love that story. I have a similar story. Do you guys know who Keep Abreast Foundation is? When they would do that festival at Bagby years ago.
Yeah.
They do the Brewbies Festival. Remember that?
Yeah.
So back then, like Bagby was trying to open his space down there, and they would do the Keep Abreast Brewbies like next door on that parking lot. And I don't know if y'all remember that.
I do. Yeah.
Like 30 years ago or something. Anyways, I'm with Tustin. I bring a cask keg of our cask pin, or I think it was a pin.
Pin's 5 gallon. Yeah.
I brought a pin of my dry Irish stout.
Yeah.
And Bagby's dry Irish stout was like, he just won a medal for his. And so like, it's like pouring fucking rain, like halfway through the event. And I'm sitting underneath my tent and it's fucking pouring. And they ended up ending the event and like, we're all tearing down and Bagby's just like, same situation. He comes up and he's like, hey man, what do you got on tap? I got this fucking pin of fucking dry stout. He's like, fuck yeah, you got a dry stout? Like, yeah. Fired. I'm like, dude,
He's like, "Pop that
I'm like,
bitch."
I'm like, Tommy Arthur's there, Jeff Bagby, all my fucking like idols back then as a brewer. And he's drinking my fucking dry stout off my pin, dude. I'm like, this is clearly not how I want him to drink it, but like, it's like flowing perfectly. It's all creamy. And
Oh, that's
he's like,
awesome.
this is what I'm talking about, bro. Like this is my style of drinking. I'm like, and
He's like, oh.
and he ended up coming next year to the TBC anniversary party, and he came 2 years in a row because he was just such a fucking nice guy. Like he knew I was a fan, and I wasn't too dorky and fucking creepy about it. Like, but I was like a fucking total fucking creep about it.
That's so fucking cool, dude.
I was like, oh my god, Jeff likes my beer.
Yeah.
And like Jeff liked me.
Yeah.
And yeah, dude, he was like drinking my fucking beer. It was pouring rain. We're tearing our tents down, and my pin's the only thing pouring. And he's just like, fuck yeah, at least like telling some friends. And it was fucking sick, dude. It was probably the highlight of my like brewing career back then, where I was just like, I thought everyone was a fucking beer god.
Yeah.
Now it's like, you know, everyone's just fucking, it's not a big deal anymore. I'm
That's
just
cool.
old and cranky now.
Before I forget, it's called McKellen.
Yeah. Don't tell me how to make my stout.
Exactly. Bro, yes, exactly. But yeah, that was a good time. That's probably the most memorable thing I have in my, I could recall and say like, hey, that was pretty rad.
That's awesome.
That's cool because you always think those guys are so unobtainable, and then you talk to them and they're like, they put their pants on.
They
the
really,
same
they
way.
really
You're
are
like,
the same.
Yes,
I mean,
yes,
I
yes.
can tell you about a lot of brewers that are not that way and quite the opposite. But when the mics are off, we'll talk about that.
Oh, dude, one thing I'll say, because I have one more question, because I know we got a little bit of time left, but one more question. Well, before I get to that question, it's like that being able to just willing to reach out to somebody. And like, because I feel like a lot of times people are afraid to kind of just, to approach somebody for that matter. But
Like maybe being a fan of a beer or just like asking for advice. Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah, like, or even like for me, like just trying to reach out to people like, hey, like I remember when I reached out to you, I was like, hey, like we don't know each other.
I was kind of a fan from afar, like watching what you were doing.
Yeah.
And I think I was hitting on the likes and like responding, and it was more of like, I like what you're doing. So like, I think maybe I extended an olive branch to an extent.
Yeah.
But I liked what you were doing. I was like, oh fuck yeah, I kind of want to be a part of this.
Yeah.
And that's why that's initially why I kind of like reached out in my subtle likes and like comments.
Yeah. But I mean, it was just like all it took was just one message, like, you know, and like, you know, said like sometimes you just going up to somebody at a festival or something like that.
I mean, that's how I started my career, basically.
Yeah.
I just went up to Jerrod. I knew who
Dude,
he was.
right? Exactly.
We were at Smog City. It was Infinite Wishes release.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew who he was. And I just went up to him and introduced myself and told him what I was doing and my intentions. And he's like, fuck yeah. I got hired.
I think I was almost
3 months later.
I was instantly telling him like, I'm going to fucking hire you.
You said, what you said was, I'm going to save you from where I was. That's what you said. I'm going to save you.
Save you.
I love that.
Arrogant and fucking truthful at the same time.
100% truthful.
Hey, twinkle, twinkle, baby.
Yeah. But that's all it takes, you know, like
He was already at the right brewery at that moment, like hanging out. So like in my eyes, like I even though he was working at this brewery that I despised and thought they were making terrible beer and he needed to be saved because he had this like tenacity and fire in his eyes and carrying the same passion as I did maybe back then. Because back then I had way more like just I don't know, like I was just a different guy with craft beer back then. I was just like all about it and like sure I love craft beer now, but like I was just like fucking fired up, and this guy was like fired up, and he came up to me, and it was pretty rad. I'm like, I'm stealing this guy, I'm saving him, and look, and yeah, it all worked out for everyone, for me, for him, and I'm fucking glad that you came up to me and said that because like, what a fucking, it's at the end of the day, it's a lifelong friendship now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Forget the fucking beer and everything.
100%.
Like, I would drop my kids off at the house and let him watch my children at this point. Like, that's how much I love that guy, dude. Like he's, thank you for fucking saying something.
Yeah, of course. You know, and that's out of my character too.
Yeah.
Like I'm not very social. I don't like introduce myself to people, especially people I know of. But it was just something that it was just like, you got to go do this.
Yeah.
And I did it. And, you know, I didn't expect a job out of it.
Mhm.
But, you know,
Yeah.
I did get a job. And
He was already driving to Orange County. I'm like, and this guy loves beer. Like,
Yeah.
loves it. Like, he loves it more than I loved it.
Yeah.
And I was like, I fucking hire this guy.
Perfect.
And it
segue.
worked.
Yeah. Perfect segue because we talk about connections. Obviously, like, you know, I got connected to you through Jerrod. But if you could collaborate with one brewer or one brewery for that matter, doesn't matter what time frame, could have been from 10 years ago, could be now. If you could collab with one brewer, and Danny, we'll start with you. Like who would you want to do a collab with?
I feel like my answer is very obvious, but I would say Russian River. I would love to sit with Vinny for a day and just pick his brain, or not even pick his brain, just let him speak and just listen. I think that guy has so much to offer, and obviously his beers are great.
Yeah.
So I would do it if I had to pick one.
Yeah.
It would be Russian River.
And what style would you want?
I mean IPA for sure. Yeah.
Obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
And Dario?
That's man.
I know it's a tough question.
I've been thinking about this question all day, and I honestly never thought about Russian River until you said it, and I'm like, well, that's kind of an obvious choice.
It's an obvious answer.
But I don't, you know, I don't drink enough beer out there to really know what's going on.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to steal Danny's answer, but
You can.
It'd be cool to do that, but honestly, I came here like I don't know an answer to that. I wish I knew. Honestly, if I could collab with anybody, it'd be my friends.
Yeah.
And to me, it'd be like you or Jerrod. And when I say you, I say Gaskets, but any of my friends, like I just want to collab with them. And it's like, yeah, we're going to make hopefully a good beer, but it's the times that they're like, it's hard to get together nowadays. And it's nice that like, hey, we even got together and brewed a beer, and we had to work and whatnot, or I worked or you work with them at your place. But I think right now with me, just any friend in the industry is like who I want to collab with. And I think that to me is like more of a memory than saying like, yeah, it'd be cool to brew with Vinny. But like, I think after that's done, it's like, I don't think he's going to call you to hang out. You know what I mean? It's like, and I don't blame him.
No, busy.
He's doing his own
obviously.
thing, whatever. But yeah, my friends is kind of like what I look forward to doing is spending time with them and trying to.
And one thing I'll say before we get to Jerrod's answer is that's what I was thinking that I was going to get an answer from at least one of you.
Mhm.
Because you guys are obviously really tight, and I feel like you guys doing a collab together would be fucking phenomenal.
I thought about a Taproom Podcast collab.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
I was like,
whoa, dude, that's a good idea.
I was thinking that the other day. I'm like, I don't know if anybody. I don't know if anybody's approached you on that, but
we got to record something.
I would love to have you come over and brew and do a thing, man.
I am 1,000% in.
Okay.
Yeah.
We should do that.
Yeah.
We can do it. Like
I'm 1,000%.
Where are we doing it?
I can can everything in my place. So
Well, then I think we're doing it at his place.
I am in.
I just got to talk to.
Just
I
tell me
got to
when.
check with Brendan, but I don't see
Check
why.
with the boss
I
man,
don't see.
dude,
I
yeah.
don't see why the boss man wouldn't say yes. But
You just tell me when.
But I think that'd be cool because I think about what isn't everybody doing, and I'm like, man, Mike goes to everybody, talks to all these people, but I haven't seen anybody be like, hey man, you want to come in and just brew or hang out or kind of see the process. You said you've only brewed once really with somebody who's a home brewer, but it's like even if it was the same thing but on a bigger scale, it's like, man, I think it'd be something cool to sometimes IPAs, we talk about this all the time, we'll brew IPAs and it's like, hey, I'll talk to him, what do you put on the hot side? And he goes, I'll figure out when I get there.
I love that.
And that's the cool thing. You literally walk into the cool and you're like, you know what? That sounds good. I'm going to do this. And you're just based off of that. And that's kind of cool because you're off the fly. But I thought that'd be a cool idea.
Bro, I'm down.
Okay.
Just if it's on a week, I can take a day off during the week or I can do it on a weekend. It's up to you.
Okay.
I'm 1,000%. Like,
let's try
my heart kind of skipped a beat. I ain't gonna lie about it.
Let's try to
I'm
do
excited.
something. But I think because I can at there on the fly,
let's just
let's
fucking
do that. Make a label and do something like that. Yeah.
Book it, dude.
Okay.
We should do it before this episode airs.
I mean, this will be on 2 weeks, so.
Oh yeah,
we'll use Kaviki.
Hard pass.
No, it'll actually. This is probably the quickest turnaround because it'll be not this Sunday, the following Sunday.
Let's
book a guest tomorrow, and then we
get
one.
I do have one on Sunday, so I could push this one.
Let the audience. Let's let the audience see what they want to say about. They might.
Well,
they're gonna want an imperial?
But what if I do a poll? What if I do on the poll on Instagram and have them decide what style?
Oh, there you go.
Nah, what sells best at your pub?
West Coast.
That's my favorite.
I think West. I think West Coast.
I
is
think
the
it
way
comes
to go.
down to what sells.
Yeah, I think West Coast would be cool. We do, I don't know,
I'm in
30, 40 cases of it, and just a small run, and then if people like it, it could be like a taproom collab that you do at different breweries that you've worked for, and I think that or not worked for, but like recorded with.
I could have my brother do the design or something.
Yeah. I'm all ears. I just, like I said,
Oh yeah, no, I get it. No, I totally get it.
Yeah, he's pretty open to things. It just,
Yeah.
Cool.
That would be freaking great.
I think that.
And to Jerrod,
What's that?
your question?
What was the question again? I'm sorry.
The like if you could collab with
collab.
Yeah.
That's right. Well, it's a 2-part answer. So if we're talking IPA, I want to collab with Zach and Amy from Shred.
Oh, dude, they're solid.
I love those. I love those two. I feel like I run into them at every event, like World Beer Cup, Great American. They're super nice people. They fucking know how to do it. They make some of the best IPAs I've had. They're just rad people, and I would love to just brew an IPA with them, whether it's a single, double, blah blah blah, whatever. Yeah, I would love to do a collab with them. If you're talking lager, I have the biggest respect for this brewery, and I feel like they're a little underrated at this point because of people when they go to Denver, they don't think of them; they think of a different lager brewery. But Prost Brewing,
Prost!
Oh yeah,
I think Prost Brewing is putting out some fire ass fucking lagers, and I would love to do a collab with them. So yeah,
that's awesome.
For IPAs, it's going to be Shred, and for lagers, it's going to be Prost, and anything outside of that, like obviously to do collabs with friends is always great too. But that's my wish list collabs, and then obviously friends is always going to be there.
Love it.
I don't know a lot of the new breweries in Orange County or in LA County, but I do have the friends that I have. I would collab with these guys any day that we have. But outside of that, those are my other 2 ones.
I love that. And cheers to that. Cheers to friends.
I don't have any beer. But
Oh no, but there's a beer right there. Though. No, there's a beer right there.
Tustin Brewery. Oh well, whatever. Yeah, he was like, "Don't feel fat."
Here you go. No, but I mean, honestly, well, we're gonna finish it. Oh, you're supposed to drink the beer. Mike, shut the fuck up. Here we go.
I got to go use the brewer's bathroom.
Oh,
You did
this is a dang check.
This is a dang check, yeah.
That was good.
You sandbagging somebody?
More like a wing check.
A wang check, yeah.
Yeah.
I did. It's okay.
What was the kid's name? What was his name?
Macintosh.
There it is.
Dude, Macintosh. I remember talking about in the last episode,
Yeah.
like $1 million got him so far. And nowadays, it's
He
like,
bought a castle.
yeah. Nowadays, you're like, I'm gonna like,
That's right.
I gotta-
We did talk about it.
yeah. You were asking about the most unique ingredients.
Yeah.
And I was thinking about that. I know we started going on about other stuff,
Yeah.
but invert sugar number 3. They
What
don't
is
make
that?
that in they don't make that in the US. Actually, Andy Black had to teach me how to make that. So you have to make it on your own. So there's
Oh,
different
shit.
types of invert sugars. And yeah, like I said, invert number 3 you can only get overseas, but he did a lot of research and we would make it on our own using cane sugar,
Wow.
water, and lactic. And you'd have to have it at a certain temperature for so long, certain consistency, check the gravity. And that was a cool adjunct to add to like, we did it like my desert island beer
Yeah.
was that one was the English bitter and the
Yeah.
other one was a dark mild, and the dark mild had that invert number 3 in there. And for being a 3% beer, it really just had like added to the layer of it.
Yeah.
I've used it a couple times at Beechwood. Actually, Gene was like, he's like, hey, we have to make this. I'm like, yeah. And he goes, tell me how to make it. I want to make it. And I'm like, okay. So like my boss is making it. I'm brewing. And he's
I
like,
love
hey,
it.
just tell me how to do it. I want to make it. I'm like, cool.
Yeah.
He only made it one time, and then I ended up giving it to Steven we did 1948 Cologne.
Yeah. There you go.
Not collab, clone.
Oh, clone.
Clone over there, and he used that in there, and he's like, dude, we got to make this more often. But it's kind of sucks to make it, sit there
Yeah.
and watch it. Takes like 3 to 4 hours to make,
Mm.
15 to 20 pounds of it. But I think it's a cool addition to have,
Yeah.
for
They're just very obscure.
yeah.
They're like, it's an obscure.
Yeah.
Ingredient.
Yes, yeah.
I mean, I know we're getting close to wrapping up, but I wanted to say that, like, this is, I honestly just feel like just listening to it, I'm seeing in my ears. But this might be one of my favorite episodes of all time.
Hell yeah.
And
Thanks,
Better than the Chris Williams episode.
I know,
Yeah.
that's pretty, yeah.
that was a good one.
well, all 3 of us together might
That was
equal
no,
Chris
that
Williams.
was a good.
Have you ever done a round table?
No, this is the
Oh,
first ever
we
round
We
table on the
should, we
tap
should
room.
double the round table. I'm sure it'll be chaos, but like that would be
Oh, it would be fine. I mean, the only thing is we just have to like kind of prep people like, hey, it's like listen and then talk.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen
Right.
to podcast first, and then you kind of get an idea.
Yeah. This honestly, this helped me do that because before I would just react.
So typically I do a GABF like pre-party.
I remember you telling me about it. Yeah.
And we've had like fucking 30 to 50 people in here at one time.
Last year was so crazy.
It was insane,
It
dude.
was
Like
shoulder
you could
to
literally
shoulder.
put a table like kind of backed up to the brew house right there.
Yeah.
Or like against that, and like you could just have randos just sitting down all fucking night long.
I'm in.
Like it's loud in here, dude.
Oh, I'm in.
It's so
That's
cool
what
though
I
because
can
everybody's
try to-
Your post is going to be terrible. I mean, you're going to have to do a lot in post.
Oh yeah. It'll be all right. Though. It's okay. Hey, that's what that's
that's
what,
gonna be a lot.
I haven't
Of shit.
I haven't
Yeah.
decided I haven't
Post.
decided to have a party this year because Jordan was kind of like the catalyst to making all that happen. He was like, "Oh yeah, let's do it." Blah blah blah. And I'm like fucking old and like, oh, that sounds exhausting,
yeah.
But like I still kind of want to throw those parties, but like
I'm here if you do it.
if I do it, it'll be like the week right before we leave to Denver.
Totally fine.
Okay,
I'll be here. I will block out that date and I'll come on.
Dario, let's figure this out, dude.
Yeah, I was gonna
I know
say
you got
because
you have that look on your face.
I had that look like you said the week before because
He's
leave,
like,
I'll
I'll
be
be
gone from the 8th to the 17th.
Oh, you got plenty of time.
Yeah.
So I got plenty of time to do it, but like we're like long gone,
I know
'Cause we
that.
talked
I know
about
that.
doing
I
it
know
on the
that.
3rd.
I know
Oh,
that.
the 3rd.
I know
Okay.
that. No,
Oh.
I don't want to taste my beers with my.
Oh, I don't drink if those things. I will not touch my beer. I want to drink.
I don't
everybody else.
want to. I don't want to bust my GABF beers out for that. I'd rather do a separate tasting. But like, I just like to invite people here to drink beer.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah, it's kind of like a pre-party thing.
Morgan's licking that top of that can of that porter.
Nice.
She's like, let's go.
That's a gold medal.
She's like, Dad, it's only 6.
Yeah.
It's only 6%. It's fine.
What that? Hey, Morgan, what that tongue do?
Yeah. Let me show you what that tongue do.
Yeah, she got to come up for air.
Oh man! But honestly, like I want to say thank you to you guys for you guys doing this, and like us being able. I know we've been planning it for a bit, and we got to make it happen. So I'm just super grateful to all 3 of you guys, and honestly, like I learned like just so much from you, and I'm talking about all 3 of you guys, and the episodes for me, like they were super easy, and I didn't have to think things. I could just sit here, we can have a conversation, and the 3 of you guys today.
Well, I rushed you last time, dude. So
but honestly,
I did.
No, we nailed it. We nailed it.
Did we
man.
nail it?
I loved your
it.
episode, man.
Did I? I haven't even listened to it. I was like kind of cringed out by it.
My wife made me listen to mine with her. And it was
Oh,
rough.
that's-
And then I listened to him like, I have a lisp. Why didn't you fucking tell me I had a lisp?
You never do.
No, I didn't have a lisp, dude.
I don't even hear it, dude.
No, I have a
You know
fucking
what's
lisp.
crazy about your episode? Because remember we kept having the audio stuff?
Yeah.
It came out the way I was able to edit it and fix shit up, and it was sounded great. You were phenomenal.
He took a lot of work, but
Yeah. A lot of
It sounded
polishing.
good.
Yeah.
He finally edited it down and it sounded
I
okay.
could polish a turd. Huh?
I had a buddy of mine that doesn't even like. He only listens to the podcast. He doesn't even like craft beer. He only listens to the podcast because of because to support me.
Mhm.
He listened to that episode. He was just like, "Dude, who's this guy Dario?" I was like, "What do you mean, who's this guy Dario?" I was like, "Yeah, the guy you had on the show." I was like, "Dude, he's a good dude or whatever."
You got
I was
a personality, brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but
Wait, he didn't ask that about me. What the fuck?
Look,
What
you're
did I
just
do wrong?
You're dry and boring.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah.
No, you were great.
Sorry,
Why do you think
so
your
I'm
fiance
old
calls
and
me
dry
all
and
the time?
boring.
No,
I'm young,
Yeah.
but I act like I'm old.
Yeah.
Dry and boring.
no, honestly though, guys, like every single one of your episodes, I got great feedback from.
Nice.
Thanks, man.
And like being able to hear, that's what I love is like you have your story. You have your story. You have your story. It's all like, you all wanted to get here, but it's all
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
No, everyone's path is so different.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's just bizarre.
You guys are
Yeah.
straight into brewing, or did you guys do something before?
I was doing dental ceramics. I had my own dental lab.
That's the same thing.
Dang. Yeah.
Yeah.
Close enough.
Yeah. And you, it's all you know.
It's all I know.
That's all you know.
Yeah,
It's all you've ever
I worked
fucking
at Sam's
done, yeah.
Club for like a year.
Yeah.
Wait, on the corner of Sam's Club or?
Yeah.
I'm just
The Sam's
Yeah,
Club.
yeah. Yeah.
No, I worked at Sam's Club for while I was in college, but yeah, this is pretty much all I
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
Once I graduated, I went straight to brewery.
It was Green Flash was your first beer, right? Was that the
That
one?
was the first IP. Or
That's
yeah,
I'm trying to remember. Yeah.
The Green Flash IPA.
Yeah.
Was that when they had all the hops sitting in the beer still?
It tasted like
Dude, I remember getting a fucking 6-pack of that beer when I was a huge fan, and I ran up to the local liquor store when I lived in Orange, and I was like a huge Green Flash fan. Grabbed the 6-pack, got home, and cracked it open, and it was just like I looked at the bottom, like it just like everything was in suspension.
oh
dude.
shit.
And I'm like, and that was the last day I ever fucking spent any more money on a Green Flash beer. Was all the hops were sitting in the beer.
That's
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
fuck
Damn.
this.
Yeah.
And that's when I was like, all right, let me lean on some more local breweries.
Uh-oh. Wasn't even us.
I think it was the hose that
Yeah. that
fell.
was my fault.
You know, I want let's end the episode with this one thing. Like, and this isn't even on the questions thing, so sorry.
No,
But
what happens?
Thanks
just
for the prep work.
describe how much
Yeah.
let's describe in one word the industry and what it means to you.
One word.
Fun.
Sorry, I had to go hard on one. I had to go all sentimental on
One
it.
word's rough, man.
I would say-
maybe no, we'll do it because DX said 2. I got 2 words for you. Suck it. So we'll go 2 words.
I mean, if I had to pick one word, it'd be fun. You know,
Yeah.
everything about it is fun. The people you meet, the experiences,
Yeah.
whether they're good or bad, at some point they become fun. You know, like fuck, man, I had that shitty day. At the time, it sucks, but then
You think it's the
like,
worst
when
day of
you-
your life?
It's always been that way.
Yeah.
Even when craft beer was at its heights, like it was always still fun.
Yeah,
Like,
it's always
still
fun.
the same shit.
Yeah, it's just we get to do this.
Yeah.
And this is fun.
Yeah.
You know, yeah, I got to be up at 4 tomorrow and brew. it's still fun.
Yeah.
It sucks.
We
At the
get this-
at the time, it
Yeah.
sucks, but it's still fun.
Yeah. And we get to sit around and shoot the shit for a little bit.
Yeah, you get a beer at the end of the day.
There you go.
Right?
I'm gonna say passion, man.
Love it.
Yeah.
To be honest, today I actually had a shitty day at work. Canning did not go as I wanted, and it was a
Did you
total.
did you overcarbonate your beer?
No, it was
User
just
error.
it was just a total.
User error.
It was a total coddle fest with that machine today. Normally, she's pretty good to me. I talk nice to her,
Yeah.
and she.
You're caressing?
Yeah, I
You said
caressed
something-
her.
You said something.
I told
shitty to us.
her everything. I don't know if she saw I was looking at another canning line, or
Yeah.
something, but she
Yeah.
she turned on to me today, and it was rough. And honestly, I was talking to my wife, and I was thinking, fuck. I'm actually nervous about going to podcast because I don't feel like I'm in a good frame of mind. And
Yeah.
then once I got here and hanging out with Jerrod and Gaskets, I'm
I
like,
got you a beer right when you
it-
walked in. What?
it-
what
it like-
what's that?
it
What's that like?
changed the whole perspective. And I'm like, you know what? I had a shitty day. We'll move on. But it all boils down to passion. If I didn't give a fuck, I wouldn't care the canning line was
Yeah.
giving me a shit. But God, just fucking send it.
Yeah.
But the whole time I'm sitting there making sure I want every can to fucking be good. If you crack a can of mine, I mean, these are low fills. Just by the way, it's the carbs a little
Yeah.
low. But
But they were delicious.
but it's like I want some. If the consumer's gonna buy it, I want them to enjoy it. I don't want them to get a
1000%.
shitty run. And it's like, even though I'm thinking the whole time, my boss like, you want to just cut it, and I'm like, no, I'll just coddle it through and get it, do its thing. And I don't know. I hate to beat it, but it's passion.
No,
man.
dude,
It is
that's
passion.
awesome,
I
though.
wouldn't show up if it wasn't for passion.
Yeah. If you didn't care, you
No.
wouldn't show up.
No.
So good for fucking you, bro. That's
Thanks,
awesome.
man.
I'm gonna go ahead and just piggyback, and I'll add one more thing. I think, both of what they said is super accurate. But like for me, being in 50, being at 50, almost 50 years old, I like doing the work.
Yeah.
The work is like I've learned to love the work. And if I'm like standing around and doing nothing all day and like watching people work, it's just not what I want to do. So like just doing the work is what I like. So like you said fun and you said passion and I said the work. So like I'm gonna take theirs and just add it
Yeah.
to mine. Yeah, it's
I
all
like the
it's all
work.
three.
It feels good
Yeah.
at the end
The
of the
work
day.
feels
it feels
good.
good. It feels
Yeah.
good to accomplish, get through brew day, get through the canning day, get through a heavy cellar day. It feels
Yeah.
it feels
the work
good.
keep-
yeah.
the work
It's
keeps
rewarding.
the
Yeah,
work keeps
yeah.
me young
Yeah.
physically and it keeps me young mentally too. Yeah.
I
It's
want
such
to add.
a douchey answer, but
No, that's-
No,
it's great.
that's not a
Stick it
douchey
with
answer.
it.
No,
No.
it's not douchey at all, man. That's real because
Yeah.
a lot of people don't know hard work nowadays, and it's
No.
it's
They want everything handed to them.
no, and this is not handed to you in any fucking way. You could have everything set up. You could brew the beer 100 times, and something's gonna
Dude,
change
writing
on you.
a checklist and then fucking it being this long or however long it may be,
Yeah.
and then running around the brewery and executing and coming back to the checklist and scratching it off.
Oh, it feels so good.
It's the best when it's all done and it's like, all right, like I haven't even tasted any fucking beer today. And typically I'm trying to taste beer whenever I can because it's our job.
Yeah.
But like when
Quality
when you're
control.
busy working and like at the end when you're finally tasting beer, you're like,
yeah.
this is so good. Like today, Kyle brewed. I fucking worked my ass off in the cellar, and right before Danny walked in, I was drinking a Hams.
Oh,
That was my first beer of the fucking day. It's like I'm drinking a Hams, and we always keep
Dude.
Hams on.
it's crazy you mentioned that. So
Well, Hams is
this
fine.
Sunday's episode. Oh, I mean, technically, it'll be in. We're going back in time. Back to the Future 2, I think that was. From.
It's got to get back in time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bam,
So-
bam, 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 bam.
Exact.
Sorry,
So no, but we were talking about our favorite like domestics. Hams is my favorite.
Hams is the best.
Yeah.
There's a reason why the flag is
Nice
flying
price
high.
point too.
Oh yeah, good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, okay, last thing I'm gonna say before we end the episode. Thought it was a one-man wolf pack. I'm just kidding. I was gonna quote the
Yeah, I
hangover.
know, I
I'm
was
not
gonna
gonna
say, right. Right when I heard that, I was like, wait,
I was like-
hangover?
Now it's like I have 3 guys in my wolf pack. 4 guys in my wolf pack.
There was only one to begin with. but-
Yeah. No, but you guys are great though. Honestly, I'm super grateful for meeting you, Jerrod, and meeting you, Danny and Dario.
Mhm.
Because I feel, and I'm not trying to sound sentimental or anything like that. I legit feel like I've made 3 friends in the industry, and if I ever reach out to one of you guys and said, "Hey, do you want to do something?"
Yes.
you guys would say yes. So I'm extremely grateful, and that doesn't happen all the time. I've recorded 83 episodes. By the time this comes out, it'll be 85.
Let's do another
And-
roundtable, man.
Yeah. I mean, like I can't say enough about how much like how welcoming you guys are, and that's why I'm just like I said, I'm not trying to be all sentimental or whatever.
I got an idea.
Stop crying.
I got an idea.
Yeah.
I got an idea. Why don't us four find our favorite two beers?
Two beers.
Not that we.
Not 27.
Not that we make,
Yeah.
not that we each other make,
Yeah.
but like
I'm in.
let's all go do some homework, and then like in a month we can round table at anyone's brewery. We can use my spot. I feel like it might be the quietest.
Yeah.
And we'll sit down with our two beers each, and we'll do a little round table about these beers, and we won't critique. Like I guess we'll critique. I don't want to like bash anyone's beer, but like let's just drink some beers and talk about how this beer, like, oh my god, this beer, I had this the other night, it was fucking amazing. And I had this one, and like just bring your best two beers that you drank when you were out. So when you were out drinking,
you grab a 4-pack and pull one can off.
And pop it aside, and like I'm gonna bring this to my to the Taproom Podcast, and then we'll come back and we'll like sit down and we'll like talk about these beers.
And we'll ask how many beers we were in when we bought it.
Exactly.
That could be
like
sad.
Yeah. It'd be like that.
I was drinking this fucking High Life, but I love it.
Yeah.
No, I'm down. Let's totally do that. But thank you again, guys. Like,
Thank you for having me, man.
Yeah, man.
It's all of us, man.
Let's do it again.
I told my wife same thing. I'm like, hey, I met Mike the first, like, Gasket told me about him. I heard him, with Jerrod. And he met, and I was like, dude, this is a guy I could just call and like, hey man, you want barbecue? You want drink? You want
1,000%.
no expectations.
Yeah.
Let's just hang out, bro. Like it's kind of like, to me, I'm like, that's great. And I'm the harder one to hang out because I have kids.
I totally understand.
But it's also like, I feel like I could just call you. You're only two cities over. I'm like, shit, I'll drive over there.
Freaking text me, dude.
Hang out. Yeah.
I'm
This
always
good,
up
man.
for all that stuff, and I appreciate that. Like the kind words. Just I'm always a text away, man. Like. And you guys are on like priority on my messages, so we're good.
Oh yeah, cool. We're the favorites, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Is there any like
we already got the group there?
Is there any like other breweries that you have had a hard time trying to get a hold of, where like maybe us three could kind of like poke them?
I'll say that off air.
Okay,
That's fair.
Probably. Yeah,
I feel like that maybe like one of us or all of us could actually kind of like.
Oh yeah, we can totally talk about it right now.
But yeah, I'm not trying to call you out.
Oh no, I know that. Yeah,
but like I'm always down to help.
This
say it out loud. Who's ignoring you?
Call them out right now.
What's the Kiss song? Is it shit?
One of us would probably
banger, dude. I had the Dress to Kill out, the vinyl.
Oh, nice.
One of my favorites of all time. But yeah, or the Destroyer album was one of it. Sorry, I went off a tangent there. All right, well, thank you guys again.
Yeah, man.
We're gonna maybe have one more beer off air.
Yeah,
well, I mean, no one's really.
I'm still recording according to my wife.
Yeah,
she'll find out later.
Danny, Dario, Jerrod, thank you guys for this. I mean, I don't know because I want to do another Brewers Roundtable with like obviously like I want to do female brewers. I'm gonna do all this other different stuff from different areas.
Mm-hmm.
But thank you guys for setting the bar. Setting the bar fucking high.
You can always call any of us a shirt for a round table at any point.
Who are you going to call?
Unless
you can call Dario for
Wait, what are you going to say? Say it.
For the female round table
for a good time?
It's 2024. You're fine. We love you.
Hey,
whoever you want to be.
He'll live.
Hey, just because I'm not going to say
And if you're not gonna end it with 2 words. If you're not down with that, I got 2 words for you. You can
suck it.
Yeah, I was gonna say. I was thinking about saying brew it and sip. Yeah, but
brew it,
fuck
suck
it.
Brew it, suck
it. How about 4 words? Brew it and suck it.
Yeah. Brewed and suck it.
And let's do
this 5 words.
5 words.
Let's do this Taproom Podcast.
Let's end it and go get a beer.
Yeah. And 3, 2. Sorry, fuckers.
All right, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed that. I was listening to part of it at the end. Man, like I said, it was so fun, and I got some. Might be doing a small Brewers Roundtable with John and Abraham. John from When You're Brewing and Abraham from La Bodega. I just thought it'd be cool. Like we can do something like that, and we can bring their beers together. Might get somebody like maybe Nathan from Angry Horse or Adrian or Augie from Brujeria. We'll see. Yeah, What else we got coming up? Oh, I'm just going to do the polls and the questions. Probably should have had that ready. But while I look that up, I do have, so next week's episode is the Rob Scott episode from LA Ale Works. Honestly, man, that was really fun. It was a really cool episode. And honestly, Rob's just like, he's like, you know, the interview was super easy. Like, it didn't feel like I ever once had to like, try to get some more out of him. No, it was freaking fantastic. And he's so articulate and he's so good at what he does. Just really like excited for you guys to hear that one. I'm super stoked for it. Yes, I should be recording with Abraham and John on Tuesday. And then I'm going to be recording at PHX, which is Phoenix Brewing, on Friday when I'm in Arizona. Might stop by Ren House to pick up some Big Spill pills. Hopefully, that'd be sweet. What else we got? Then still working on, we're going to be working on an episode, I think not next week, the week after, with Greg from Craft Beer Republic. Also trying to get a female Brewers Roundtable here pretty soon. I think that might be something we might do in like towards late October. Oh, and also Level Up Brewcade, which I'm stoked about. They're really cool looking merch and they're going to be opening up really soon. So that's exciting for them. Might actually record something tomorrow. I have to text Bridget and see if everything's still confirmed. But that would be fun because she's a really great brewer and just a really cool human being. So that should be pretty fun. All right. I was supposed to be looking up the polls and questions and I was not paying attention, was I? Let's see. All right. Let's go. Okay. So I asked this question. Do you have a Get Psyched song for chugging? 53% of the vote said yes. 47% said no. Then I asked what the song would be. One guy, his name's Dean, said, I answered no, but why would you need a song to get psyched for chugging? So I messaged him back. I was like, you know, some people have one, some people don't, but like, just kind of, sometimes it's the end of the night and you're like, fuck, I'm already fucking not good right now, but you got to finish your beer. Sometimes, you know, something hits on the jukebox or something hits on Touch Station. I don't know why I said jukebox, maybe Touch Tunes now, but, but a couple answers. Chew says, Take It to the House by Trick Daddy. Lala says, Safety Dance. Fucking Navi said, Horse Whistle Light. I don't know what that is. The Rockets, Label on the Bottle. Any Metallica song. Lit My Own Worst Enemy. And I don't know, because I've had songs that I would just like, sometimes it's like 6 a.m. and I'd be taking my last shot. And that was in my 20s, so don't judge me. I can't remember what it would have been. Like, there's so many. My brother would know. He'd probably put on like some sappy heartbroken song or something, like probably like Bless the Broken Road by fucking the Rascal Flatts or something. Just because he's a son of a bitch. But I love he is. Second poll was, did you ever own a pager? 50% of the vote said yes. I was kind of surprised by that. I was like, man, like I didn't think like that many people owned a pager. But 52%. What else we got? The question of the week, and I meant to do 2. It was just so, honestly, our work's been so crazy busy. Geeks Who Drink question of the week was, who is the patron saint of brewing? The answers were St. Patrick, or the options were St. Patrick, St. Bernard, St. Arnold, and St. Amand. And the answer was St. Arnold. About 201 votes for St. Arnold. So that was the most, that was the answer that was correct. And that was the most votes that got. 193 were for St. Bernard, 82 were for St. Patrick, and 11 for St. Amand. So hell of a question. I was trying to think of something good that week. I was like, I had nothing. And I was so busy. I was trying to just think of anything I could. So yeah, I think that's all I got. This is probably one of the longer episodes we've had in a while. Oh, actually, you know what? One more thing. Shout out to, it's at Loser Fun on Instagram. After I got home yesterday, he tagged me in a post where he's at Brujeria. And I didn't know he lived in the area because, I mean, I'm in Pico all the time. So we were telling me about how he kind of got into homebrewing. And, you know, it's like, maybe like, you know, the show will, like, you know, inspire him to do that. I was like, man, like, that's what I've always wanted. Like, if this platform helps anybody want to, you know, actually get out there and, want to do something that they love. I mean, for me, that means a lot. So thank you for telling me that. I appreciate it. And yeah, shout out to the people out there that are willing to sacrifice, sacrifice whatever they have to do what they love. So, all right, I'm going to quit being sappy. Cheers, Tap fam. Love you guys. And make sure to get out there, support local, drink local, find your beer, and take the over because I put in another parlay after my 14-er hit. Cheers.